All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, Carlos. I'm feeling tired today. Not sure why. No particular reason. Just tired.
Thursday, man. Thursday week. Couple of days of. If we call this work, I don't know what this is, but we're having a blast, man. We shouldn't be too tired. Then I think about it, like, you know what? 4 days of hard labor. I'm like, what? Sitting here.
Couple of days of work. Yeah, it's
whatever.
It's not really work.
Click a button here and there. Make a couple of bucks.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
You're not gonna hear me complaining about the work we do, because you're right. It is pretty easy.
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet being a day trader, man. Cannot complain. Friends, good morning. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. Quick look at our gappers list, and then we'll take a look at some data that's coming out shortly here, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. You can always head there and see what's taking place. Right now, the gap, hold on. Let me switch this over to the pre-market show setup. There it is. And the gappers list looking really clean. This is clean. Lately it's been a little bit messy. Oh, never mind. That's not that clean. Look at that. It's just loaded. Never mind. I completely take that back. We have a boatload of stuff here in the green. All right, we'll come back to that. We'll see what the heck is going on with BBWI. Why are you down 70% on such a glorious green day? You're doing something wrong. Someone needs to be checked there. But before we do that, Peter, let's go to our U.S. economic calendar and what do we have going on here?
Yeah, we got a whole ton of data that came up this morning. We're still in catch-up mode after the shutdown, and that means that there's just data being flooded in. Some, like, we don't even have forecast for the jobless claims. We just had jobless claims 2 days ago, but now they're giving an updated, revised forecast for the latest data. So I got nothing to compare it against, but there's the numbers. Normally that's a big number that we look at. In addition to that, we had hourly earnings, which apparently were up 3.8% versus 3.7%. For the year, month over month, it's 0.2%, which is actually slightly lower than the 0.3% forecast. We had, I don't know, housing starts are supposed to come out, but I don't see that yet. Non-farm payrolls were up significantly versus the forecast. You see the Philly Fed manufacturing, which actually was down. So the data's all over the place. But again, being in catch-up mode, I don't know that the market really knows what to do with this. Largely, the market went up as the data came up at 8:30, but not significantly. So I think we can pretty much push it aside. At 10 a.m., we do have home sales that are supposed to be coming out. Again, we just had some data. This is an update. And then at 1 o'clock, this might be a little more impactful, as the federal budget, oh my God, I can't speak, budget balance that's supposed to come out. The market has slowed usually by 1 o'clock. So this might give you a little bit of blip in the market if it comes out off of forecast again. The federal budget, despite political promises to reduce the expenditures, they're still, for the month of October, expected to be over budget by $223 billion. So it's we'll see. What's important is, does the number come out to the forecast? And that's we'll find that out at 1. So, of course, the big news, all of that being said, we all know what the big news is, I hope, right? Does everybody know? The market is all about Nvidia. Nothing else really matters. It's all Nvidia this morning after their earnings yesterday. And it was sort of an interesting story. We'll talk about that, I guess, as we get to the gap list. It's on there. Maybe we'll talk about the stuff that's rising percentage-wise more, and then we'll come back around to Nvidia.
Yeah, we sure will talk about the big dog today. Let's take a look here at some of the stuff that's gapping up pretty significant. PAX 52%, SX 18%, 13%. And we got applied, is it applied material? No, it's something else, but it looks like applied. And CoreWeave. There were some tickers, Peter, yesterday that when NVIDIA did its thing, they follow suit, right? Of course, a lot of them are, but
Mm.
Corey was one of them that you guys even mentioned had a big jump yesterday. So let's dive into it. Let's look at the first couple. Today's going to be, I already see my list. I see it from a mile away. It's Nvidia, it's quantum, it's all these tech, high flying stuff, it's semis. Even Oracle wants to be on the party today. Look at that. Oracle and Circle of Infinite, both right there next to each other. Don't get them both confused. Two very different companies and different styles of trading. But yeah, it's an exciting day as we would expect it to be with the big Nvidia earnings play. Let's take a look at the first three or so, then we'll hop around so we give ourselves enough time for all the glorious stuff that's on this list this morning. All right, here's PAX. 52% gap up. That is impressive. 414,000 shares traded. Not much volume, but typically on the daily, you could see that they don't get a whole lot of volume. Like their highest day here is 11 million. I mean, we see that in pre-market, some of the stocks that we like to trade. So, but let's give it a fair shot here. Peter, what's going on? Again, good pre-market action this morning. Beautiful gap up. They're definitely happy today.
Yeah, they had earnings, and I mean, a great quarter. Their Q3 numbers came out, and they reported revenue of 1.34 billion, which was very much over what the analyst expectation had been. Who were only expecting a billion, 1.02 billion, and their net income, which is the bottom line number, basically, they delivered $52 million when they were only expected to deliver 15.6. So it's like a 235% surprise. So I guess good news. They're doing well. This is a medical services company. I think we've seen it on our list in the past. This is a post-acute care and senior living, PAX Group.
Mm.
Okay, all right. So anyways, I've got a strong opinion about about this
Let it rip.
segment.
What do you have?
I'm grumpy about a lot of things. I mean, I guess it's great that they made all sorts of money. It always worries me when senior living centers make huge profits because often that happens at the expense of those living in their facilities. So I
Mm.
guess Raf is right. I've got a strong opinion about everything. And my father-in-law, before he died, lived in one of these centers, and it's if I had millions, like unfortunately you need tens of, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, but I've got an opinion about how we should run these things, and I think most of them should be not for profit. Running a for-profit assisted living center or senior center, I mean, unless you're doing it at the high end, right, for those that can afford it, a lot of the sort of lower end ones, not good, man, not
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I
It's
agree. I
it's
agree.
and I desperately want to run, and especially different when they're just, if we're just warehousing our seniors, we've lost the thread, man. We are not
Mm.
respecting those that came before us, and we're missing a whole segment of the population that actually adds value, that instead we're just shoving them in the centers and forgetting about them. I think that, anyways, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm going on a whole rant, but
No, no, it's
uh,
so where
there's better ways of
wealth
doing it.
well thought out rants again. Like unless it's high end, you should not be for profit. I got a couple in here in town, and man, you can't tell they're senior centers. They look like hotels, and I get okay if you're in that type of level, yes, you pay for that's fine. But you can never tell. Like some of these buildings look like what is that? And you see a little sign right there, senior center, and I'm like,
And
okay, looks like a resort in the
even
middle of
those
nowhere.
even those could be deceiving, right? Because often the first thing they cut are the activities and the events because they consider that stuff optional. And that's the stuff that keeps our seniors mentally strong and
No,
frankly then leads to health. And you cut that, then the health problems start. Anyways, don't get me
yeah,
going. There's a
it can,
whole
yeah.
I've got there's a model that I've long sort of invested in mentally that I'd love to implement that has us creating, integrated centers that really provide, much better activities and mental stimulation that's going to help our healthcare system and actually would reduce costs overall to the system and improve, frankly, our society. But anyways, I'm going on a whole rant. So,
Yeah, no, I'm
uh,
with you, man. With you. Um, So there's packs. That's how we got into it in the first place. Packs
All
here.
right, yeah, yeah.
Again,
Moving
I
on.
don't know if I'm going to watch
Stock
this. I
sucks.
think today there's going to
No,
be so much better things to look at. So it's like anything up here,
yeah.
you really got to hit it out of the park. Like you got to be so good looking to get our attention today, and you're not going to do it packs right now. And even this one next, the EXAS, also Exact Science, looks more like a bio actually. It had the nice pop here, and then she hasn't moved anywhere, Peter. So again, doesn't look tradable to us. We're probably gonna skip on this too, but let's give it a shot. What's the news today?
Yep. Well done. You nailed it. They're going to be bought out by Abbott Labs, which we know. We've seen them before in earnings. They got a big facility just down the street from me here. But anyways, Abbott Labs is buying them for, I think it's $23 billion, buyout price of 105. So you can see we've gone right up underneath that amount. So yeah, not tradable.
Yeah, leave it alone here. And another one that we've seen plenty of times, CIFR. Another one we've seen on our list quite a bit. Also does not trade very well today. They're gapping up, actually pretty nice gap up, 14%, almost 2.1 million shares traded. And you can see here we're getting a little bit of action. Again, I think they do have some good days, and I don't watch it enough to say with how well they intraday trade. They get decent volume. But what I notice is normally, like look at this drop in the last couple of days. Well, we've been enjoying this elsewhere, right? And other tickers, AMD, Nvidia, there's been other tickers that have providing us some really good opportunities. So I don't know if they're going to have a great day. Going to be off the list, Peter. Any specific news to them this morning?
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of little bits of news. It looks like they've bundled it all up to release it to the market to try and get their stock to pump up. So they do have a secondary offering. They're going to raise another third of $1 trillion. 333 million is what they're going for. However, that's on the back of announcing that Google has increased their contract with them. They've also got another 10-year term to produce another 56 megawatts worth of IT capacity in one of their facilities. And what was the third thing? There was another piece of news out there that and that they've got a hosting agreement with a company called Fluid Stack. So anyway, some good business news. It looks like they're making progress, moving things forward. Still not my favorite type of company. Like you said, on a day like today, Carlos, you got to be hitting it out of the park. Now these guys they're okay. 2.2 million shares. The price action looks okay. This is a maybe, but it's hard to compete with the semiconductors today.
Yeah, yeah, it really, really is. As we look to this list, we'll go back to our trading terminal gappers list. NVTS today. Let's take a look. We saw this, was it last week? I can't remember. We saw this not so long ago. Again, not typically something I watch. This is Nvidia Semiconductors, and there are, if this is the semiconductor field you want to trade in, there are plenty of other ones we're going to get our chance to look at, especially today, right? We have AMD on this list. Do I see MU? Yes, MU is on here. I think this is a chip company too, right here. Nvidia, yeah. Right? We could look at that one too. I think they make chips.
I think so. I think I've heard of that.
I think they're involved. I think they're involved in some of that. So we'll look at them. But yeah, this one will be the one I'll go after. So Peter, anything you want to share on this one before we move down?
Navitas Semi, not really. I mean, they seem to be moving with the crowd. Just being a smaller company, they're moving a little bit more aggressively, but the volume's low on it. So yeah, not enough. We can cover it when we get to the bigger dogs.
Yeah, we sure will. All right. I think I'm going to stop here. I mean, we'll stop here. I want to go over the top big numbers that are gapping up this morning. I'm going to look at CoreWeave, actually. CoreWeave is the name of the ticker. CRWV. This is one that's leading the way here. And they had a big pop last night, Peter. Very, very nice reaction after the earnings from Nvidia. They also took off. And today they're up 10%, 1.2 million shares traded. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Anything specific besides just, the Nvidia madness? Anything that's also helping them this morning?
I don't know. I'm not seeing any specific news on CoreWeave. Again, it's hard to tell with this whole sector because it seems like no matter what company I call up for news on the tech sector, all the articles start with Nvidia earnings. So
yeah.
somewhere buried in these There's probably something that's specific to CoreWeave. I mean, CoreWeave, like, a million other companies, it seems like, does have a partnership with NVIDIA. So NVIDIA's results, are good for a lot of other companies. But I don't see anything specific that is causing them to move. They
Yeah.
could have had. I know that let me just check their short float. Their short float is relatively high. It's sitting at 8.7% last reported. So it could be just with the move up. This is why they're moving a little more than average because of that short interest. It's people having to get out of abandon those positions if CoreWeave is not doing what they want. Let's see, what is the stock looking like? Well, yeah, see, and that short interest is warranted as it certainly has on the daily, right? Been down over the last couple of weeks. So this pop this morning is probably just causing a few people to rethink,
Yeah.
rethink
Yeah.
what they think about what you've done.
reflect reflect on that for a second. All right, let's get to it, Peter. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's talk Nvidia.
All right.
Clearly
Let's
going to
go
be
right to Nvidia.
on my watch list today, as you can see it down there. Nvidia is all you're hearing everywhere. So let's go right to it. Let's talk about yesterday's earnings, the reaction. I know you took a shot at this as well. So did Jared, so did Mike. Everybody traded this. I didn't, but a lot of people did trade this after hours. Give us your take.
I mean, it barely shows what we did on Nvidia on the 5-minute chart because both Jared and I went short after the initial pop. It wasn't as big of a move as we've seen in the past. So I was thinking it might pull back, but it didn't. It did go higher, I think hitting a high of about $197 overnight, settling down to where it's sitting at right now at just under that 195 at last count. Where are we at right now? Yeah, 195.70. So didn't hit that 200 that Mike was Mike was going for 205. He won 205. Anyways, never got there. But who knows, right? The day is young. It could happen. Look, we could spend a half an hour talking about Nvidia. Let me try and get the highlights. They beat their numbers. They had a good quarter. They did better than the analysts expected, and that's good. Their revenue was over expectations. Earnings also beat the numbers. So all in all, it's good. However, there are specific segments that are of a concern. China, as you might expect, was significantly lower than expected. The anticipation was they were going to deliver somewhere around $8.5 billion worth of revenue in China. They only did 2.8. Now, if you've been following, right, you know that there's been a restriction of some of their high-end chips to the Chinese market by the US government. So that has caused them their inability to deliver sales. That being said, their sales were 13.8 billion to Taiwan, which is a lot higher than expected. So the feel is that they may be slipping some chips in the back door through subsidiaries. Again, they have no knowledge of this, but they're going to sell to anybody that's going to buy. So look, they did manage to offset the reduced Chinese sales with increased sales in other regions like Taiwan that I just mentioned. So all in all, it's good news. They also went and increased their guidance for the next quarter, which is sort of not sort of, which is exactly what the market wanted to hear. They wanted to hear that they still were going well, and this is their CEO, Jensen Huang, who came out in his signature leather coat, just like we did yesterday. He was in his signature outfit, the black T-shirt and the leather jacket. Said that he's still seeing a lot of strength in the AI market and expects continued growth for the foreseeable future. So, as you probably know as well, right, there's been a lot of concern in the market that is this a bubble, and has it burst? Have we hit the top and it's all sliding down the backside of this? And the AI is just going to start to fizzle, at least from a market perspective. It's going to continue to grow in industry, but we're in a pretty big bubble, a pretty big growth here in terms of valuations and stock market increase here on the back of AI. And there's a lot of concern as to whether it's over yet. So Nvidia did some good to quell the concerns in the short term. Was it enough? That I can't answer for you. I mean, we'll find out together over the next couple of weeks. But that's the way it always works, right? The analysts will wave their arms and say, "Oh my God," like it's either like it's to the moon or the sky is falling. It's always one of the two, because that's what you do, I guess, if you're an analyst, because that's how you get people's attention.
Yeah.
But the reality is they never actually declare the bubble has burst or the recession or depression is in until it's obvious. So it just is, we're all you can do is watch. And this is why I love day trading, because we're on the front end of this, right? We're going to know before anybody else knows, really, right? The news will just confirm what we've already been seeing. So right now, I will tell you, it doesn't feel like the bubble has not burst yet. We're still here. But again, that opinion could change at any point of time, at any day. We've seen big downturns. We've taken advantage of those downturns. And we've taken advantage of the rise. So all I can tell you is stick to your strategies. Just let the price action dictate what you're going to do. That's extraordinarily important in these times when people are sort of waving their arms and claiming all sorts of things, because you know what, it's about 50-50 out there, if you've noticed, right? We've got half the people that said no, 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 we've still got lots of room to grow, and half the people that are saying, oh my god, like we're about to crash, everybody be worried. I mean, my wife has showed me 3 different articles in the last 3 days of Peter Thiel, who liquidated his entire position in Nvidia, and everybody's like, if he's out, he's one of the bros, one of the billionaire bros, right? So if he's out, everybody else should get out. He knows more than we do. And I'm thinking, I don't know, like, maybe not. Maybe he wants to buy something else, right? Some other AI offering. And so
Yeah.
just, let the price action dictate is my point. And with 50% of the people saying it's going up and 50% down, half of them are going to claim that they're right no matter what happens, right? So bottom line, you can't trust anybody. Trust what you see on the charts. All right, there you go.
Yep.
My goodness, that's like, wait, what is that? Third rant already this morning? I'm on a roll, baby. That's what happens when I'm tired. This is how I get untired.
Yeah, I think so. If you missed it yesterday, guys, we went live for earnings, and Peter had his. I mean, I can tell,
There you
Peter,
go.
you're in the left or the right. I can't tell where you're sitting at, but or standing at here. It's hard to tell. But yeah, we had the earnings last night. Peter brought the jacket, and we had a great time. If you missed it, so make sure to
Can't tell
subscribe
us
so you don't
apart.
miss our live. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't tell who's who. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
All right, so all
So
right, friends, let's continue
I
here. So
think
again,
Nvidia's it's a great trade
mhm.
today. Like
Oh
the
yeah,
volume is good. We're at 11.5 million shares already. I don't know where it's going to go, and it might not actually move a whole lot. This is an interesting space for it, just under the $200 mark. I think it's worth watching, and you can watch any of the semis you like best. Everybody knows probably by now that I like AMD. I had some great trading on AMD yesterday. It made some great moves, but there's lots of others out there, right, that are also going to move with whatever the sector ends up doing. SMCI, Micron, I know people were talking about, even Intel, all have the possibility of moving today. So I think it's worth
yeah.
just keep an eye on this sector, even if you don't trade it. It feels like it's what's largely moving the market today. So pay
Yeah,
attention.
yeah. The most important thing is don't have the bias, right? No matter what you think, just trade the price section. That's what we're really good at, is trading the price section. So let's just update it. Nvidia, AMD, of course. And I want to watch MU because sometimes MU on days like this can trade well, but it's not going to be on the primary above Nvidia and AMD. And I don't want to have a list full of semis here. We'll have some other tech companies to look at in just a second. All right, let's go through this list. I saw Quantum, right? Quantum can trade very well. We got a couple of Quantum takers, QBTS, QUBT. We got Rigetti. I mean, you name it, they're all on here this morning. Rigetti is usually the one that gets the most volume, but today the one with the biggest gap up, I believe, is QB. I just saw a QBTS. So let's take a look at that one. QBTS today. We are, oh yeah, very light volume, only 533,000. So that's not really, yeah, this doesn't look interesting at all. They're up 4.3, but the volume in the pre-market doesn't really look great. Let's take a look at Rigetti, see if there's anything there. Actually, they all don't look great. Rigetti, same thing, nice, pretty good gap up,
No,
862,000, but they're not really looking hot at all. Actually, I
no.
expected better today.
Qu- Quantum's definitely taking a backseat, I think, to just the chip
Yeah.
sector. They haven't had any real news in the last couple of days, and I don't think they're going to be able to take the limelight today. So,
Yeah, no,
um,
it's, I don't see anything great on
there
there.
is IBM did release a position paper or a tech paper, anyways, on quantum, outlining some of their roadmap and where they're planning to go. They did make mention in that of a lot of these, I like how they're, you know, how you have CPUs and GPUs, and now they're using the QPUs, quantum centric processing
Q
units. So
QPU. Yeah. Okay.
it's interesting where they're looking to try and bridge the gap with quantum computing by networking them in a heavily networked. They can sort of overcome some of the inaccuracy issues that they've had. But I love they've got these cool graphics that they put on here about quantum computing internet with microwave optical transduction and these quantum networking units that are going to work it all together. Anyways, it's the slideware stuff that I've seen for decades, and I just love it because I used to present this stuff to clients, and you know you get jaded after a while because you know there's a lot of it's a lot of BS in there. I mean, yeah, I mean there's real technology behind it, but oftentimes it's aspirational more than practical.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. IBM not really a good intraday trading ticker, so again, I won't have it on my list. Although lately, look at the range, 325, 286. So it's been moving quite a bit. One that you guys mentioned in chat, I know it's not on the list yet, but it's been trading so well. We're talking about it here. Actually, should be on the list towards the bottom. Is Google. I mean, this stuff has been just this is not like the ticker to trade the way it has been the last 2 days at least, right? The last two
Yeah,
days,
Google's been
we've
good.
been seeing just man, increase in volume, right? Clearly here, you know, not by much, but enough that it's making it trade so well in the intraday, man. So I'm gonna have Google again on the list this morning already, up another 4%, new all-time highs, 3.5 million shares traded. I mean, I hope this is the new Google style of trading. This is pretty nice. So I do like that. I am going to add it to the list here this morning. So, all right, let's see what else off this gap up list. Let's take a look here. We've seen Andrew take advantage of Google twice already in chat. Once a member called it out first time. I believe it was all-time highs. It was hitting, had some news, and it popped up pretty good. All right, and what else? What else? I think that's about it. See Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon because I know a lot of people like that one. And then Peter, we'll go to you to see what you like, and then we'll take a look at our gap down list here. Amazon, after a couple of days down, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce here. I'm not sure if it's really in play today though. So, we're going to say something, Peter.
Amazon has been sort of I don't know, a little quieter than like a Google that's like you said at all-time highs. It sort of fell from its all-time high a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it's not been as good of a trader in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave that one alone. All right. Hey, Peter, anything else from the gap up list before we get to the gap down? How about Bitcoin? We always do a check on Bitcoin. How's the price this morning? I forgot to check today. How are we doing there, Peter? We still sub 91 or sub 100? What are we doing?
No, we essentially haven't moved in the last couple of days. We're sitting
Okay.
at 91,000, 91,590 right at the moment, and that's pretty much where it's been stuck for all this week. Pretty much all week it's been there. So if it drops below 90 and holds there, then then we got Chicken Little syndrome, right? With the sky is falling, and we got to be concerned about that. So for now, yeah, it's just holding, but not doing anything interesting really.
Yeah. All right.
Can you Can you maybe
Yeah.
just put both our pictures on the screen? Because we I think I'm seeing a lot of chatter here in the talk,
Yeah.
and we need just to clarify. If you need to know the bald guy who complains a lot, that's Peter. That's me. The the other guy with the big beard, he other way. I got to point that way. That's
I'll
Carlos.
point that way. Might.
So yeah,
Yeah. This way.
Carlos. So
Yeah.
anyways, if you want to
Who
know
doesn't
who to
know that?
complain
Somebody's new in
about,
chat.
yeah,
Somebody's
the
new
couple
in
people
chat.
because they were saying, "Oh, Peter, stop ranting, get on with it," and then someone's like, "Who's Peter?" And I thought, I'll take. I want to make sure if you complain about me,
No, doesn't
don't
matter
complain
who's
about
Peter.
Carlos. He's just trying to run the show. I'm the one that keeps derailing everything. So,
No,
all
no,
right.
we're good,
Anyways,
man.
let's
We're
get
good.
back at it.
Once in a while, we take a quick detour and see what's just check the pulse, make sure we're live and what's going on, right? Nothing wrong with that. But we were at Peter. Anything you like in the gap up before I go to the gap down list?
No, nothing else. We covered the big dog. I mean, again, it's Nvidia. I think all day, and then related semis. Actually, the one thing that maybe gapping up this morning, Walmart. How about that one?
Mm.
WMT, Walmart had interesting. They had earnings this morning and beat their numbers, top and bottom line. So had a good quarter, which is a little bit different than what we were seeing. And they raised their guidance for the year again, a little bit different than what we saw out of Target. Target had earnings the other day, and they didn't do fair as well. But Walmart seems to be a little bit bullish on things. Interestingly, they also announced that they are moving their stock off of the New York Stock Exchange and into the NASDAQ. They're going to keep the same ticker symbol. It's going to
You
happen
could do
December
that?
9th.
I didn't know you
Yeah.
could do that. I thought you were stuck there
Yeah.
for life.
I,
Oh, okay. I didn't know
no,
that.
it's I mean it's a contract, right? Like you choose to list on a market and you can change markets. It doesn't happen often. So I don't know why they've decided to do that. Their public statement said they're excited to moving. They said we've had a great relationship with the New York Stock Exchange. We still love you. However, we're going to the NASDAQ because we're excited to align ourselves with the technology focused NASDAQ exchange. And I'm thinking tech
Wait, that's
focused.
Uber. There's tons of tech
You're
companies in the New York
you're
Stock
Walmart,
Exchange.
dude. Like Walmart are they trying to style themselves as a technology company? That could be interesting. I don't
Hmm.
know what it means. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't mean anything today. We might want to come back. Remember this for December the 9th when they move. See if they start trading differently. I have long disliked trading Walmart, but
Yeah, yeah.
maybe that'll change when they move to the Nasdaq. Stocks do trade a little bit differently, so we'll have to see what happens then. But a couple weeks until that point. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
This would be a good one to try because I had no idea that stocks can actually change their exchange. I thought it was just there. So this would be a good test of that. So I don't remember ever this happening in a big enough company, right? This probably happens with little companies we don't even think about. But in
yeah.
a big enough company like Walmart, you're definitely gonna hear about it. So let's see
Hmm.
what takes place. It's so funny as you're mentioning Walmart. I just realized that this week is like retail week. But none of that matters anymore because of this guy, right? But this is retail week. I mean, Target. You have where's Walmart this morning? There's some other ones. Home
Yeah,
Depot. Where's Lowe's? I think we had Lowe's as
yeah.
well. All
We
these
have
companies
Lowe's.
just got pushed to the back end. This is not your week anymore. You look at Gap
Yeah,
is in here. There's Lowe's. Nothing matters. It's all about
TJ
Nvidia. So
Maxx. Yeah,
BJ's. We got a few of those locally here, and
yeah. TJ
yeah,
Maxx. There's a whole bunch of them out there that are
it's just
yeah,
a
reported.
bunch.
You're absolutely right. But yeah, retail is just not from a trading perspective as exciting as the tech
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
So
not right,
it doesn't
right.
get the movement. Now, if you want to talk sort of retail, commercial retail, if we go to the gap down list, you're not going to find it on the gap down list, but we have to talk McDonald's for a second. So I'm going to enrage those people that want to talk stocks for a second. One of the big things that I've missed in my life is I've never had a McRib. And apparently the McRibs are back, but only in the US. And
Hmm.
McDonald's stock is down this morning.
I could
Wouldn't be
ship you
up.
one.
McRib lovers. People seem to love the McRib. I've never had one. I missed I one of these. I got it
Yeah.
one of these days. I'm gonna find a McRib somewhere. Are they?
It's
They
business
look
time on
gross.
YouTube is saying you're not missing out on anything, Peter.
They look
Yeah, yeah.
gross, but people seem to love them. Always looking forward to the McRib. Yeah. All right.
No, it's
Yeah.
disgusting. People are actually hating
It
it
does.
here. Yeah.
It looks like heavily processed. Yeah. I mean, anything that you pretend there's actually ribs in it, like it's it's like painting abs on yourself, right? Like it's never a good idea.
Yeah, it's just not
Anyways.
not gonna work.
All right. Anyways, there you go.
All
There's
right, but
pseudo.
speaking of McDonald's gapping down here, again, not really tradable for the most part. Now, in our gap down list, somehow these two companies managed to not go green on a day like today. BBWI. Oh, Bed Bath and Bed Bath.
Bath and Body
No, no, no,
Works,
no.
yeah.
Bath and Body Works. I don't want to confuse it with Bed Bath and Beyond. It's a whole different company.
No.
But this one here down 20% almost here. 946,000 shares traded. The candles and soaps are not selling, Peter. What's going on?
Yeah, they're all into like soaps and lotions and anyways, all that stuff. I have shopped there for my wife in the past. And I went in and I'm like, there is an entire store for this stuff. Ridiculous. Anyways, but I did shop there. But apparently not as many people are doing it anymore. They are down with their quarterly earnings, not delivering what the market was anticipating. They cut their guidance. They missed their numbers in quarter and cut their guidance for the next quarter. So, that's never good. But they weren't off by much. I got to give them credit for that. They were supposed to deliver 1.63 billion in revenue. They did 1.6 flat, and they missed by 5 cents on their earnings, only delivering 35 cents versus 40. So it's not disastrous, but yeah, it seems like people are a little disappointed. I, I I've never traded it. The volume is just under a million. It looks a little spotty pre-market. I can't see. I don't know. Maybe put it on the list here for a gap down. Um,
Yeah.
it feels
Yeah.
sketchy though. Their average daily volume is only 6 million shares, so it's gonna be hard to get enough volume and momentum to make this really interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, yeah, I want to see as a secondary. I think it's interesting, this 20 gap down. I don't think it's going to trade well, but I want to just see what happens. It's a big gap down today. Put as a popcorn ticker just to take a look at it a little bit later and see if there's anything going on. If you want to trade something down, this can be the one for today. Last is going to be ZIM. So Zim integrated shipping normally does not trade very well. Today they're down 3.9 after being up as high as 17.99, slamming down here below the previous day close. 571,000 shares traded. Hard to borrow as well. So again, usually when this thing makes the list, it's not a great intraday trading stock. So I usually dismiss it, especially on a day like today. We'll be looking at other things. We have not talked about Tesla yet, which also has been giving some really good breakdowns and opportunities. So, Peter, anything exciting happening here?
Well, Zim's on the list because they did have earnings. You just have to look at a chart to see when that happened. Right around 7 o'clock, they announced their earnings, and yeah, that wasn't good. They missed on both revenue and earnings, and reduced their guidance for the forward-looking year. So their full year guidance. So yeah, not a we. This comes up every quarter, and every quarter we sort of ignore it because it just doesn't trade all that well.
Yeah. Yep. All right. All right. That's it. That's the Gappers list brought to you by TradingTerminal.com. Again, everything leaning to the green this morning. All the tickers are there today. So, Peter, we go to you. Anything gapping down that you like today?
Well, one that we looked at last night, we earnings, we sort of had a filler. So while we were waiting for Nvidia earnings, we were watching Palo Alto Networks, PAN-W. And their numbers weren't bad, but they lowered their guidance and announced an acquisition of a company called Chronosphere. And this is after they'd had a previous acquisition that they're still trying to integrate. So it's good that they're acquisitive, that they're adding, but usually that means, you buy too much, you have to do all the integration work, right? And that can be problematic for your ability to drive growth and sort of be effective and efficient over the short term. So they're gapping down this morning a little bit on very low volume, but know that there was an earnings play in that. I don't, this has got even lower volume daily than Bath and Body Works. So it's just a mention in passing. Other than
Yep.
that, Carlos, as he said, pretty much everything gapping up this morning. So it's hard to, you got very few things on the gap down list. I think we stick to what we know works. And what do we know works? Semiconductors.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I want to see what other people are watching here in chat too. So I'll just put out a message out there. Let me know what your two top tickers are, not including any of the tech stuff, right? Not including Nvidia or AMD. So let's see what people come up with here. We'd love to see what people are sticking to this morning. I'm also gonna start looking at chat. Let's see what you guys like today here. Amazon, we looked at. We didn't like it as much. PAX looks great if you like that. But I think ain't that a buyout, PAX? No, no, sorry. That's the second gap. That's the second one there. That's a different one. All right, so PAX is yeah, up 57% here. Yeah, if you like this one, you can look at it. It's definitely in play as well. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla traded very well yesterday. Today we're up 2.2, 1.7 million shares traded. And yeah, I'm gonna watch this too. I'm gonna watch this too. All right, I see a lot of people.
You forgot PAX already after my big rant about assisted living centers for
Yeah,
seniors?
no, no, no. I did. I did. I
I
almost
won't.
forgot it, but I
We won't
remember
go there again.
the buy one, the buyout one is the other one, which I don't see it here anymore. Which is the one that was being bought out?
Oh,
SX, I
it's
think
right
was
there.
the one.
XS,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
EXAS.
Okay, there
Yeah,
it
there
is,
was a
back
buyout
down.
by Abbott Labs.
Yep, yep. I see a lot of people like PAX this morning. Okay, in chat, a lot of people like PAX today. So maybe I
I
don't
don't
want to
know
feel
about
left
that.
out. I don't feel left out. Put in a secondary, Peter. These people might be right. I don't know. Let's see. PAX for now. We'll take a look at it in a second. CoreWeave, we did look at. CoreWeave can trade very well. Today, they're up 11%. 1.6 million shares traded, making a new pre-market high here as we're talking. Yeah, it actually does look good. It actually does look good. I'm not gonna have space for all this stuff that's moving today, guys. Peter, who do we watch? Nvidia or AMD? That's probably a stupid question.
I'm absolutely watching both actually because
Yeah.
Nvidia might not move as much as some of the others. AMD
Yep.
again had great movement yesterday, and I really loved it. It was good. Not off the open. If you remember, we were trading live here yesterday morning, and I didn't get any trades until after 10 o'clock. But I just waited for my spot. And wow, AMD really delivered for me much better than I expected. I was looking for a $4 move and ended up getting a $14
Yeah.
move on it yesterday, and it was absolutely marvelous.
It
I was so
it
excited
was
about that.
wild. When you mentioned it in later in the live earnings. I mean, this is crazy. Look at this drop. This is insane. Very, very clean.
Yeah,
I
like I was
know.
looking for a move back to VWAP, and you can
Yeah.
see that the VWAP was like the small part of the move, right? So
Yeah. This would have been
yeah,
your Apple. Nowhere near what you did on
it's still a
AMD.
good
So
move.
yeah, still a
Yeah,
great move.
still
Oh
a good
yeah, still a
move,
great move,
but
but
not a
not
yeah,
$14.
yeah.
You know, I mean that's epic right there. So yeah, so I'm gonna move AMD to the secondary list because I just need to make more space, and I'm gonna keep a core weave because I think it does look great this morning. If you look at this pre-market activity, I like the way it's setting up. I like the volume. I like the gap up here, especially if we can break out and just to watch something a little bit different than just
Yeah.
Nvidia and semis and all that MU. So we'll see what happens.
And
And I did add
I
packs
would
to my
say
secondary as well.
be careful to everybody that wants to watch packs. It often the stuff that has the big percentage move gets attention. I understand that, right? Because you see, oh my God, it's up 57%, right? It's got the big move. We've seen so many times that these things just fizzle, right? When the opening bell rings,
Yeah.
I mean, it basically already has the same volume that it normally gets all day, right? Its average daily volume is only 1.6 million on this thing, and it's traded 1.4 to this point. And it is a NYSE stock as well, add on top of that. So I would give you probably an 80% chance that PAX will do nothing at the open. It's going to be very boring. It's probably just going to leak downwards slightly without a lot of additional movement. So I could be wrong, right? There's obviously a chance that it could do something very exciting. It is shortable, so you can trade it long or short, but the most likely outcome is that the action and the fun is already over, and this thing is just going to fizzle sideways. But
Yeah, it's got to get volume, right? Like it's got to get volume too. There's so many things that have to go right for these stocks that normally don't trade very well, and we'll see if today is their day for that. So I have it in the secondary. It's more of a popcorn ticker next to BBWI, which is another one that again we normally don't trade, but man, if they're gonna do something, today's their day. Like today's their day. Bath and Body Works, like so. Let's
yeah.
see. I have it here. Drop looks good, down 20%. New low just recently here. It looks awesome. All right, friends, so much to watch today. Nvidia, CoreWeave, Google, and Tesla. I think is going to be my front and center this morning. And your list could look completely different than mine, and you can still have a blockbuster list. That's the type of day it is here as we're getting ready to
Well,
rock and roll towards the market open. Yeah, Peter.
a couple of our members, Zach, you want us to look at Johnson and Johnson? I mean, I see it. It doesn't look like it's in play. It is at
Ooh.
all-time highs. That's interesting. Haven't been following it, but it really has been running and gunning here over the last couple of weeks. So, I mean that is nice. It looks like a great, or it was maybe a great buy and hold play, but I'm not sure that it's a day trader. It doesn't look in play. And to me, it's sort of a similar story for Meta. I know that. Vance, like you're asking us to take a look at Meta. Again, doesn't look in play. It's got 500,000 shares traded this morning, which is about average for it. There's nothing particularly interesting. I mean, it could move. It's a much better trader than something like Johnson & Johnson. So there's an option. And you're right. I mean, it's back over 600 after hitting a high of, where were we? We're almost 800 a couple of months ago. And it sold off, fairly significantly, obviously. I don't see why today it's necessarily going to do anything exciting. It could, but if you want it, then watch it. So
Yeah.
yes, and I
Yeah.
will be live trading at boot camp, and I got to get over there to make that
Oh,
happen.
yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Peter,
So
go.
So if anybody's listening out there and can come in and help out Carlos as he goes through the open here, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm going to help our boot campers. If you're interested in boot camp, by the way, we're coming towards the end of this one. We still have another couple of weeks left, but our next boot camp starts January 2026. So right at the start of next year, we jump into another boot camp. It's really an intensive way to focus on your trading and really build some maturity in what you're doing and hopefully consistency. That's what we focus on. So I'm going to go help our friends over there, Carlos, and
Awesome, man.
good luck at the open.
Yeah, same to you. Great trading, and good luck. We'll see you later. All right, friends. We're gonna continue here, and I was just gonna go to our schedule here. Right over here, our schedule is. Peter's gonna be frozen for a while there. He was a good man. Our schedule today is Thursday, and I did take out the garbage today, so that's good. We have Lenny trend trading mentorship at 11 a.m. today, so make sure to take a look at that. And then we have Jared at 12 options trading mentorship this afternoon. It's all Eastern time, all market time. Then later tonight we have Thor for Thor's mentorship, which is going to be this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Friends, this is here it is. It's public now. So if you've been on the newsletter, you got this email to you early, right? Early deals if you're on the newsletter. Highly recommend you sign up because the newsletter people, they tend to get the good stuff early or some exclusive. So definitely sign up still. Towards the bottom, you can come in here and sign up to the newsletter. I believe it's right over here. Sign up there and you'll be all set to go. But look at this deal. This is the best deal that we have here, that we have seen. So you got to take advantage. If you're thinking about the boot camp, this is a way to get in it. I mean, it is awesome. You're going to get a bunch of stuff on here. Again, this Black Friday deal is not going to be on here for long, but if you're thinking about it, now is the time, right? Now is the time. So definitely take a look at that. If you want to join the community, you can see other options as well to be part of the BBT community. We'll love to have you here. All right, let's take a look at what our traders are watching this morning. I see Andrew's got his list ready, and welcome back, Bubble. Are we? I don't know. Maybe we are in the bubble. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That could be our poll for today. All right, watch this from our moderators as we get ready to rock and roll and hand the room over to Andrew and Brian. Nvidia, AMD, POTR, and Tesla is on Andrew's list. Nice, short, and sweet. Usual suspects is what he's got on there. And again, I think a lot of people are going to be having very similar tickers because it's all about Nvidia and the overall market, the way it's going to move today. And then Thor will be looking at his ES, NQ, RTY, and then also PivotBot. If you're a member of the chat, you get the PivotBot directly in the chat room. There's a tab called PivotBot, so you can go in there and see any alerts from the PivotBot that comes out there. And other than that, I don't have any other moderators list so far. So we're giving them a little bit to come here and put on some lists. But I am going to start getting ready to put my list together here and get ready for an amazing day. I think it's going to be a great, great day. So I got NVIDIA for me. I have CRWV. Just want to have something different. This morning I have Google, which has been incredible, really, the last couple of days. Not sure if today's going to be the day. I have Tesla on my secondary list. We'll have some more semis, MU, AMD. I'll have PAX, which again, very active. I want to see where it goes here, and also BBWI. Those last two, not typically something we trade, but man, they're moving today. And BBWI going lower. Looks like it wants to make a new low here, and man, there just seems like an overreaction. They did not miss by that much to have such a drop here. So could be interesting at the market open when we get going here. Our good buddy Brian is ready. Nvidia, TQQQ, Tesla, and the overall market. So Andrew mentioned in chat that TQQQ had a split. I don't watch TQQQ a lot, so I don't know what the price was before. What was the price before? What was the split on this one? That should be interesting. Might have people get more act 2 to 1. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, it's not too bad. So 2 to 1 split on TQQQ. All right, so now $53. Awesome, awesome. All right, and let's see, 2 to 1, very good. So now $50. Yeah, that will help. But I'm looking forward to what Peter mentioned earlier, this Walmart thing. That's gonna be interesting because I never seen a stock go from the New York Stock Exchange to Nasdaq or change exchanges like that. So that'll be interesting. I'm gonna make sure we keep a note of that and track that as we move forward. All right, friends, my list is ready. Let's get some levels in place, and then we'll hop over to just on YouTube for now. High of the pre-market on NVIDIA is going to be 198, so right over here. Very early on, popped up to 198. We do have an area here, which I still want to mark down, 196 at 68, and then towards the bottom low of the pre-market, 194.51. So if you look at the bigger picture here on the daily, you got a couple of levels. Then towards the bottom here, great level at 191.22. Above that 197.98, we are going to mark down 199.95, and then right up here, 202.78. 202.78, great level on the daily for us to have here. CoreWeave is next. CoreWeave towards the bottom, plenty of levels. You don't have to add anything else. There's tons of stuff down there, but I am going to add low of the pre-market at 80.01. High of the pre-market all the way up at 83.25. And then above that, let's take a look here. We do have, we don't have anything significant up here. This is not a great level. I'm going to mark it either way. It's not a great level, 85.84. And then we have another one at 91.94. The reason I say that is because I don't see a lot of touches, right? Oh, yeah, maybe back over here, back in August and September, 91.94. You can see right there, got a tons of support and resistance happening there, so that's good. And then 85.84, it's got a little bit of stuff happening here as well. So not major, but I think good enough to still have on this list. Here's Google continuing to make another high here, guys. 305.68. I mean, this thing is just on fire. That's the high of the pre-market, 305.68. The low is 297.21, so we'll slam a level there, and then you have nothing else up there. Towards the bottom, highs and lows of the last two trading days are doing an amazing job. Pretty much got you covered down here, so you're all set there. Last but not least, going to be our good buddy Tesla, which has been treating us very well this week. Let's hope that continues. 414.78 is the high of the pre-market. The low is sitting at 409 on the dot, and then towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last two trading days, previous day close, you're all set when it comes to the bottom there. And then towards the top, we are going to mark down 421.82, and then right in here, this 432.71 looks really good, actually. Really good. Look at that. Look at that there. Look how many touches you have here. A lot of days opening, closing right around that area. Support, more support over here. Not much, a little bit of resistance in this area here. So they have 432.71 looking pretty nice if we can get above a couple of levels there. Again, that's a stretch, but we're ready. We're ready for it just in case. And Tesla can put some big days. It has done it before. Right here, we've seen $10, $15 days out of this thing. Today, depending how NVIDIA moves this market, could be that type of day, but probably a stretch, but we're ready. All right, and that's my last one. NVIDIA, CoreWeave, Google, and Tesla. More moderators list coming through here, friends. Philip looking at NVIDIA, Walmart, Google, AMD. Brendan, NVIDIA, AMD, Google, PLTR, CoreWeave. Megan, NVIDIA, Pan W. Hood, and Jared has a watch list here, NVIDIA, CoreWeave. Secondary list, AMD, and PLTR for him as well. We didn't even look at PLTR today. So much fun stuff we have going on here. Quick look at PLTR. That could also be a good possible as well. All right, friends, I'm going to hop off and chat. Have a great trading day with Andrew and Brian. If you guys want to join and see those guys live, you can do so. Head over to bearwithtraders.com where you can join the community and hang out with us all day. We're there all day trading and looking at stocks. So head on over there. All right, friends, take care. Trade safe. And we'll continue here on YouTube, guys. Give me a second to flip everything over. Get my 1 minute, my 5 minute. And we'll get ready to rock and roll here. Right, with the one. Right up here. Let me go ahead and change this. All right, very good. Okay, should be a great day. Beth, yes, good luck to everybody. Good luck. Although, you don't need too much luck. You just need a plan. Just follow your plan. Whatever that plan is, follow your plan. And and that is going to help out. I'm going to tradingterminal.com to pull up my atlas so we can be ready to look at that. Pull up tickers there if we need to. Here's my atlas, and perfect. All right, beautiful, friends. All right, what do we see? I only 12 likes. Come on, guys. Yeah, what's up with the likes? The likes are low. Let me check. I haven't had not a chance to look at our likes this morning. We did great with the stream yesterday. A lot of you guys showed up for the live stream yesterday, so really appreciate it. Yeah, we're sitting with 1,000 viewers. We could definitely do better than 197. I know we lost Peter, men down, but we could definitely do better than that, I believe. But no, we appreciate it, guys. We know people forget to hit the like. You know, you're running around, you're doing things, you turn it on. I do it all the time. Matter of fact, I just hit it now. Myself. So it happens, you know. But if you have the opportunity to do so, we really, really appreciate it. In fact, we appreciate that you're hanging out here with us already. That's enough for us. But YouTube does like the little button being clicked on. BBT should launch their own IPO. Don't we have one here? BBT. There it is. We have one. BBT. Beacon Financial. So it took our ticker. Is that a Bitcoin? Is that what it is? I would not be surprised. It probably is. Sweet, thank you guys. Yep, I see the likes. I see the likes exploding here. So thank you guys. We're all the way up to buff 300 already. So I appreciate that. And subscribe. Some people are not subscribed. I think about 40% of people watching on the stream. You could tell the average people are not subscribed. They still come and hang out, but they just forget to subscribe. So if you want to do that, that'll be awesome. All right, so front and center, Nvidia. I love this one here today. CoreWeave we'll have to wait and see. And then I have Google, I have Tesla. Anything else we're missing, guys? MU, AMD, PAX. I think PAX is a good short. Stocks like this that just shoot up and then start struggling could be a really good short back to where they came from. But again, I don't have a strategy on this one yet. Maybe a good 1 minute engulfing could be nice on this one. If it shoots up and then starts selling down, that could be a real nice strategy, a 5-minute ORB. But it's got to get volume. Right now, there is no volume. So Peter, our good buddy Peter, is went to trade with the P Capital team. So every captain in the P Capital goes to trade with the bootcamp team at least once a couple of weeks, right? Once every 3 weeks or so. So he's trading live with a small group of people. That's part of the bootcamp. So when you join, you got this. We do a Google meeting, so it's very interactive. You can talk back and forth. You can ask questions. Hey, Peter, why did you take this trade? Of all the captains and people trading live there, Thor trades live there as well. So you're able to ask questions and be able to have that more intimate, connection with the members there. And it's really nice. It's really nice to be able to have that feedback. Because here's all me. It's all me to you. There's no back from you guys as far as talking. Being able to hear other traders and have that communication is great, right? These smaller groups. So definitely check it out. It's something that you're interested in. And again, Andrew and the team there's running a great promotion now with the Black Friday promo. So head over to bearwithtraders.com where you can see that. All right. I like my list, but it's not. I don't know. I feel like I might be missing something here. PLTR maybe. I'm gonna put PLTR in the secondary here. What am I missing? BBWI just continues to fall apart. My goodness. Look at this thing. Under 15, brand new low just 2 minutes before the market opened. Ouch. 23% down, 24%. Meta is popping up. Yeah, I do see. I have Tesla. I see Tesla moving up here as well. Yeah, I'm hoping between Tesla and Nvidia, we'll get our first trade out of those two if we get the setup, right? If we get the setup. AMD's on my secondary as well, so I have that there. How is Apple? Apple gave us a nice play yesterday, so we'll see if Apple does some stuff here. All right, friends, 1 minute to the market open. Get your affairs in order. let's get focused on the market open. And me personally, I wait 3 minutes before taking any trade, unless it's a 1 minute engulfing pattern, right? So I got my plan set. That's what I'm following. When the market bell rings, I'm not deviating from the plan. Wait 3 minutes until things settles down, unless it's a good 1 minute engulfing pattern. And then I'll start looking for 5 minute ORB. And then I'll start looking for VWAP breakouts. So it's kind of like the structure every single day, same thing over and over again. So could I check AMTM? I don't know about this one, man. Very low volume. For day trading, it just doesn't seem great. Doesn't seem like they get good volume here. So I'm not sure. Swing trade and any other strategy is a whole different story. But for the way I trade, doesn't look too good at the moment. All right, there's the bell. Let's go to Tesla. Let's see what we got going on here, friends. All right. All right, getting a bit of a move here on Tesla. Very good. Oh, look at the turnaround there for a second. Nvidia's dropping. What else we got? How's CoreWeave? Look at CoreWeave. CoreWeave, big drop here. Patience, friends, patience. Wait for your setup. Wait for the confirmation. Nvidia, big sell-off. Nice sell-off on Nvidia here. That first minute, tons of volume. Look at that, 3 million shares traded so far. That is just awesome. PAX and BBWI not getting no love this morning. Tesla, look at Tesla go. Wow, that's a great 1 minute ORB strategy. Very difficult to trade though. That 1 minute there, that's a very difficult strategy. You got to be very quick there. So careful, friends. And look at it go. Tesla is so strong. That is so nice. Very nice. Very nice. Nvidia above the VWAP could be a nice 1 minute engulfing, but you got to wait here. I got to wait a lot to get into this one. So it could be a nice 1 minute engulfing pattern coming up on Nvidia. I think we might see. Oh yeah, I think I like Nvidia for a 1 minute engulfing. If we can get 196, maybe a little pullback, get in on minute 3. Yeah, I like that. Let's see if the buying pressure is going to stick here. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's failing. Failing. Let's see if we can get it going. So where's Atlas? Trainterminal.com. Oh, yeah, see. Yeah, it does this little stutter step in the beginning, right? I think that's just the sheer amount of volume that you're pushing through, right? So it does a little stutter step, but it's working for me. I got it up here. Let's take a look at wow, Nvidia. Did not expect that. Look at Nvidia here. They still have tons of orders towards the top, so I don't know if I trust this sell-off here. We're not gonna get in long now, but I don't know if I trust that setup on Nvidia. So we'll see. CoreWeave. Oh, CoreWeave is good. Look at CoreWeave heading back above the previous day close here. I'm sorry, above the VWAP. We do have a nice setup. Wish it had more volume. Wish it had more volume here. Here's the pullback to VWAP. Two things could be happening here. VWAP breakout and maybe a 5 minute ORB setup, but we are going to wait. Google, a nice sell-off. Tesla did take off. Beautiful 1 minute ORB strategy there, but I don't trade that. Google's going down. Yeah, nice drop. Really nice drop here. Too extended for a 5 minute ORB for me now though, so I gotta wait. Nvidia. No, don't do that. I really want Nvidia long above the VWAP, but it's not doing that. All right, let's take a look at our packs. What did packs do? Nothing. No volume. So as we expected, probably sideways. BBWI is probably done selling here. But again, these are just garbage tickers, man. That's why we don't look at them. Like we have them here. They're gapping down 23%. Packs is gapping up 60%. But look at this. It's just they just don't trade well. This thing's traded in the last 5 minutes, 486 shares. It's just not enough volume for you to be able to read the price action. So yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure about this. MU. Yeah, see, I don't play reversals, so yeah, I agree. Who said that? Is business time over on YouTube? Yeah, 190 could be a good bounce. Yeah, I'm not good at those reversals, right? I love trading near the VWAP, and if you notice, all my strategies are near the VWAP. So I would love for this thing to go up, regain the VWAP, and then go higher. Or if it's gonna be a short, give us a nice pullback, right? Nice pullback here. Show some weakness. We'll take it for a breakdown, right, towards the low of the day. So that's another one we could do. But right now here, there's no strategy for me at the moment here. So we'll just sit on our hands. As Tesla, wow, Tesla goes higher there for 21 coming up. Beautiful. Can trade funded account. We'll send a message. I'm sure they're probably aware of it. Oh, that's interesting. Are you getting an error or like what's going on? Let's just put it on here. All right, send a message to tech. All right, cool. Okay, I'll send a message to the team there that they'll look into it. All right, so Google's pulling up a little bit. That's a good rejection from VWAP. This could be a nice short, but what's the target? What's our target? If we go short here, stop 30. Nah, we're missing the move. 302. Target 299. I like it, but I don't love it. I don't love it, to be honest. So, yeah, it's not a great setup. Tesla getting a little bit toppy, hitting 120.71. Did not make 421. Excuse me. Did not make 421, and it's rejecting here towards that 9. Google does look like it wants to head lower. 297 could be a target. That's the low of the pre-market on Google. Let's see. Even the simulator is not working. Okay, they'll take a look at it, I'm sure. Lost $10 move because it wouldn't accept orders. Yeah, they'll take care of that, man. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad. See Google. Yeah, I feel like we should be going the other way. So let's see what Google does here above the VWAP. See if it's gonna regain the VWAP, or we're gonna get another rejection off the VWAP to head lower. That could also be nice. Nvidia, yeah, I want Nvidia above the VWAP. I think if Nvidia can get above the VWAP, do our VWAP breakouts a little bit early for it, I would definitely take Nvidia long on the VWAP breakout. We're kind of gonna miss the engulfing pattern because if you look at it here, we got 2 minutes left for this 5-minute engulfing to happen. We're not getting up there in 2 minutes. So now the VWAP breakout could be a good setup here if it's going to go through it. Or if not, there's a great rejection towards that 192. So very difficult to tell what it wants to do right now. And if I look at Atlas, it's very difficult to read right now on Atlas because they have heavy orders on both sides. Towards the top, they have more though. There's a lot more towards the top. 100,000 and 197. There's much more towards the top though. So let's see here. All right, friends. No trades for me yet. No Core weave. Nice rejection off of VWAP, but again, just the volume is so light. I don't like that. Don't like that. Oh my goodness, Tesla friends. You guys take Tesla? Wow. I did not trade it because the only setup there for me was a 1 minute ORB, which I do not trade. But Tesla for the win today, friends. My goodness. Look at that. Tesla. How about Google? Google, yeah, I see. So I am looking at Google and I'm looking at Nvidia. Both of these are playing right at the VWAP. So I'm looking for a trade here. I'm looking for a trade here. I want Nvidia long though. I don't. This looks like a short, but Atlas has all the order search to upside. I really want to take it above the VWAP. I'd rather go long on it. I think there's a higher likelihood to go long. So I'm looking for a setup that can give us that play. So I don't see a short happening here. So again, I could be wrong, but I don't see that happening right now. Ian Carson, yep, I just sent a message. I sent a message earlier so that they'll look into it. They'll look into it. All right, friends. Nvidia, you're being mean today. Today's your day to shine, and you're pulling this sideways crap. Like, come on. CoreWeave did sell off. Just the volume is not pretty. Nvidia is doing nothing. Google at the moment also doing nothing. Tesla's doing some fun stuff. It did hit 421 now. It did break through that. So if you got into Tesla, you had a great move. It's almost a $6 move from around 415.50. So that is pretty awesome. Did Walmart do something? I know they were in play after earnings this morning. Look at even Walmart's trading better than Nvidia. How is this possible? The humanity. Seriously, the humanity. Walmart's trading better than Nvidia. Look at that. Breakout of 104, 106.20. Oh. Don't tell me that, guys. Apple was the right one today. Don't tell me that. I'm looking. I'm not saying it's bad, but remember when I look at it, I start looking to see, okay, how would I have traded it? And I don't see my entry. Maybe here, 5 minute ORB, maybe. Oh, Google got the rejection. That's a nice rejection. That is a nice rejection. Look at that. Wow, it's a much tougher day than I thought. I thought today was going to be a much easier day as far as opportunities, very clean ones. But that's not the case. POTR at the VWAP, friends. Let's see. See what we got going on. Here's a POTR. Here's the breakthrough candle. Here's the pullback. We need a good setup here. Let's see. We need a good setup. So the pullback. Still got about 25 seconds left on this candle. And then if I see the confirmation, I do like this one for a short. If we get a good confirmation. Ooh, wow. That's trading pretty. That's a lot of selling pressure. We might not get a confirmation candle here. That was the confirmation. It's a lot of selling pressure. Come on, pull back, pull back, pull back so we can get in. Ah. Still time. Okay, it's pulling back. So if you guys see my webinar on the VWAP breakout, you know that a couple of candles could be the breakout candle, right? So it's the breakout candle. We're looking for the pullback candle now, and then the confirmation candle. So we're looking for that setup, but the buying pressure, selling pressure, excuse me, seems to be very aggressive on this one. Let's look at POTR on Atlas and see if we can confirm some more stuff there. So if I look here on Atlas, where's the imbalance? It's pretty. It's pretty even right now. It's a little bit more to the downside, but not huge though. So it's not giving us a whole lot. All right, so here's the pullback. All right, a couple of seconds for this candle to close. Here's the next candle. This will be our confirmation candle if we can go lower, and it is. Okay, so I'm going short here, 172.20. Our stop is 173.20. We'll give it a buck. Even here, even just 173.15 could be good. But let's see if we can get the drop here. So now we're looking for at least 171.30, which is a level in the pre-market. 171.50-ish will be what we're looking for. So let's see if we could break down here. So 171.50. We want to break this level. If you look at the pre-market, this is where we had, let me show you here. Yeah, here's where we had a lot of support. So if we can get down there, we can at least take a partial. If we could break from that, then we have a shot at some other levels towards the bottom, like this one. I think one of the levels from the daily is all the way down there. So let's see. Let's see what we get here. Mike, need a link? What you need a link? What can I get you? Sorry if I missed a message. Did I miss a message? Yeah, so guys, so trading terminal is having issues. We are. Oh, you're gonna join me? Oh yeah, Mike is gonna join. Oh, hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. We'll get you right now. We'll get you a link right now. Come on, 171.56. Oh, Mike, it's the same one as same one that you have for earnings. Same one, and then I'll connect you. Come on, break down. Break down. Oh, it wants to. What is Atlas giving us? POTR, you could do this. Make it happen. All right, let's get Mike in here. Good buddy. PLTR. Looking for that breakdown below 171.56. We do have orders at 170. We have 25,000 orders hanging out at 170. We got a couple at 171, but the big orders is down at 170. So I'm hoping we can head down there to go pick those guys up. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get them. All right, let's see, Mike. Okay, Mike, I got you now. All right, Mike, I see you connecting. You should be able to.
Let's see.
Yep, I hear you. And I got your camera.
You got me?
Yep, very nice.
All right, I can hear you too.
Perfect. Let me get your here. PLTR. Oh, I think you'll be here. Yeah, there you are. Gotcha. All right, very good. And we'll get.
All right. Hey, everybody.
All right, awesome. Okay, perfect.
All right. So you're in PLTR? Been on the phone with IBKR all morning.
Yeah, man. What's up? What's the deal with these guys?
So I'm transferring my account over to the LLC side of it, and
okay.
And to do the internal transfer, they screwed something up yesterday, so I didn't even have access to my funds in my current account. So I've been working with them so that I can trade. So
yeah,
I'm getting in here a little bit late. So we'll take a look though, see what we got. See if
not the best open, man. 173 here, 15 is my stop on POTR. It did come back on me, unfortunately. So yeah, we're gonna get out of it. We didn't get the drop we wanted of below 171.56, but yeah, this open besides Tesla. Oh yeah. Man,
Tesla.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Apple's at an interesting spot here as well.
Yeah.
If you notice, it's getting up to kind of where the expected move is at for the week, as well as the expected move for the day right here around 275. If you look on the daily as well, you can see this is the area where it tends to push to and struggled to get above. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I kind of want to see What are we going to do here? Are we going to lose this level again, or are
Mm-hmm.
we going to be able to push up to all-time highs again?
Yeah, man. This is.
So,
Oh, here's Google at VWAP too. Um, yeah, let's see.
yeah,
Nvidia is so garbage today, man. What happened?
yeah,
What happened? Like you let us down today. uh, and
right.
question in chat: do I consider volume at the pullback candle to confirm or deny entry? On the pullback, POTR was relative high. Yeah, it was. You know what? And I didn't trade this as well as I. Oh, what are you doing? I just pulled it up again. See what's happening here. Oh, it's gonna go
Jeez.
because it's gonna go POTR. I missed. I would have got back in on this, but I was looking at something else. But it's gonna drop. I think it's gonna drop. So, I had an opportunity to get even 1R here, and I was just messing around with too many things. So, all right, so I did not play this well. I was looking too heavily for the breakdown, but this was an area where I clearly I put you saw me. I put the level there, guys, right before I even said it. This is where we want to hopefully take a partial at and break down. You break down from here, the next level is going to flush. And we came right to it, and I should have taken a partial. That was not well handled by my part. Look, we came to it again. And if I look at Atlas, I mean, look at it too, Mike, let me know what you think. But Atlas seems heavier on the downside. Oh, do I get in on this?
There we go. I gave you a screen, Carlos, I think.
Yeah, I got your screen too.
Okay. Give a single chart out there that's much cleaner than some of the other charts. So
Yeah, no, that's perfect. You can see it there. Good, good, good. Let's see here. Seuss, Seuss, that's good. I like that. That's funny. No, I'm not in PLTR. I'm actually thinking of getting back in. I think it's a short, man. I really think that we're gonna break down from the VWAP. This was our first attempt here. Stopped out and look right back below the VWAP. So I do like that. And if I get in here, I'm gonna have a worse entry than I did before. So
oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm watching Apple.
Yep.
Apple is gonna be this area. I think we're gonna get a push, but I'm not sure if the breakout can continue. I mean, we pushed up pretty high. I mean, we've already made a $5 move on the day.
Mm, mm. Kumar, yeah, I'm looking at Google here coming back above the VWAP, and the entry would have been 302.50. I mean, you're still there, still 50 cents. You can get a good return on Google, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Google was
been
a
trading
good
so well, man.
overnight mover.
Yeah, it's been trading so well.
Like Google's after hours and pre-market today have been great, but now you're kind of suffering through the pullback that it had to do off the open because it pushed up so much.
POTR is pulling back again. I don't know. I see POTR dropping here. Let's see what it does. I do like POTR for another short here. Not yet, but let's see. It's testing the VWAP again. Let's see what it does. Another rejection below this VWAP, and I will probably try short one more time. Google is testing the VWAP, but look at that. It's doing it so. It's not doing it clean. Look at these pullbacks below the confirmation candle. Like it's not really doing it as clean as we like to see. So, and this is typical Google style of trading. What we've seen in the last couple of days with Andrew taking those 2 trades, that's not normal Google. Like it does not trade like that on a regular basis.
No.
So we know that. And
Google does not do that normally.
No, it does not.
The other thing, look at Tesla too. Tesla's kind of hanging out here as well at this area of a lot of resistance here, right?
Mm.
You got the daily R6 level, or the intraday R6 level. You got the S4 on the monthly. You got this area it's sold off a couple times from. And you got the expected move around here as well. This pink line's the weekly expected move. And you can see it's just consolidating now. So be interesting to see if we can get some volume to push it out of this range. Is it gonna kind of push up and then come back into, as Jared likes to call, the fence, or is it gonna break free of the fence today?
The fence, the dog in the fence. Love Jared's analogy.
He loves the dog in the fence. It's
he loves
trying,
that stuff,
that's
man.
for sure.
So I am long Nvidia here. Let's see if we can get the breakout a little bit later than what I wanted to get in, but not by much. I'd say like probably 25 cents behind where it would have been the most optimum entry, right? Would have been here, but that's okay. Not too bad. And I think POTR is going to go the other way. So glad I did not take a short. Glad I waited. But look at it here. Look at the breakout now. And again, even if it rejects here, it's just getting messy now. It's getting really messy. Probably not gonna touch it. So all right, let's see if Nvidia can do Nvidia
I want to
stuff.
see Apple come. I want to see if Apple will come back up to this 275 and test. If it comes back to this 275 and can't make a new high, I will definitely look to try to get short in this thing.
Yeah. So yeah, friends, yeah, we're aware of the funded account and the simulator not working. So yes, someone asked me, are we working on it? Well, I'm not working on it because I'm not that smart to fix those type of things, but I'm sure they are working on it.
Yes, the team is working on the back end right now.
Yeah.
They're probably pulling their hair out. They probably lost a few hair.
I don't want to be in their shoes.
Now.
It's a lot of pressure. Don't want to be in their shoes, but get it fixed. All right, so what happens when I hit buy? Okay, it's just nothing happens when you hit buy. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I tested it out too. I sent it to the lead developer.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Here's where I'd like to see Apple kind of push back up to this 275 area. I'd like to see it push without making a new high and then coming back. The SPY's pushing. Tesla is trying to break out of the fence.
Having a hard time here. Small pullback, nothing crazy. But I wanted this to go by now. Like, we're taking way too long to get this move here. So VWAP will be our stop. Yeah, I agree, Chris MC. Yeah. It's not our mistake, but it is our problem, unfortunately, right? Yeah, the Cloudflare screwed a lot of us up yesterday, and a lot of companies too, not just us. But it is. It's not our mistake, but it is our problem.
That Cloudflare is annoying.
I didn't know how many companies actually. There's a lot of companies that use it now. I didn't know how big they were. Google uses them too sometimes. I see some websites that are Google based. They have that in front of them, so that's an issue. All right, my stop on Nvidia is VWAP, guys. 194.51. We get there, I'm gonna stop out. So it's about $1 stop on this thing. I'm looking for at least 197, the break of the high of the pre-market, but Nvidia is struggling. Nvidia pure garbage today. This is the worst after earnings trading I've seen. I mean, this is brutal. This is not trading well. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it did not try to get up near 200 after the hours or after the news conference that they had, right? the earnings conference where, I mean, everything was good. They forecasted great stuff. But like we talked about in the close show, right? Like meeting expectations is missing expectations.
That's
Like
true.
you really
For
needed
NVIDIA.
to.
For NVIDIA, it
Yeah,
is for
you know,
sure.
you really needed the to get
Yeah.
out there on them. Here's
Uh,
that pushback up on Apple that I wanted to
Apple.
see. So let's see if it stays below the
Winning is the new losing. You gotta blow it out the park.
gotta blow it out. Exactly.
Yes, cool, deep. Agreed. This is just brutal. Here's Tesla. Google's not doing anything great. CoreWeave, same thing. And Nvidia also sideways. I mean,
Tesla's got a nice Atlas
that's
setup
beautiful,
too.
man. Wow. Yeah, it does.
426 big orders.
Yeah.
427, 428 just cleared the 426s. So here we got Apple, exactly what I was looking for. Let's see what we
Let's go
get
Nvidia.
here.
You don't show up today, Nvidia. We're gonna ban you for like 2 days because we really can't ban Nvidia from trading. It's such a good stock. But for like 2 days, we're not gonna look at you until next week. So get it together and do what you got to do.
Till you get all. Yeah.
So let's see if we can get something pushing here. How about friends? How you made out this morning over on YouTube? How you guys making out? It definitely was not the open I was expecting. This is not it. I was very excited for today. So far we had what's a POTR? So one stop out on POTR, and that's just messy, long or short, guys. This is just not looking great. And then now we are long Nvidia, hoping that we can get above the VWAP. Again, hope it's not a strategy. We're just playing our plan now, right? We're in. Here's our stop. We're looking for above high of the pre-market. Now we could hope what we want because we had our plan in place. Now I'm hoping it does go up. Yes, I am hoping, but you don't get in on hope. You don't get in. Oh, let's get in hoping to do that. No. You don't get in on that. So I want to be clear. I said that last time. Somebody said hope is not a strategy. I'm like, you're absolutely right. I'm hoping it goes up now because I'm already in it and playing the plan, right? So, but yeah, let's see. On Atlas,
I like that. Hope isn't a strategy. People are learning from us. That's good.
Oh yeah. Hope it's not a strategy. I'm like, I'm with you. Nvidia on Atlas is all bullish. This is why it's so confusing because it's like all the orders are
it's
side. super bullish. I mean, but we're just not getting the break, right? So,
they need
super bullish.
They need enough buyers, and they don't have it yet. Yeah. I don't think
they don't have the buyers. That's what it is here. So, all right, we're at my stop here on Nvidia. Let's see the VWAP. Yeah, we're gonna lose it. It's just not trading well, man. I'm gonna get ready to bail out. So we tapped it right there, 194.51. Are you gonna hold? I don't think there's no orders down here. Why are we going down? Why are we doing this? So
I'm gonna try Apple here short. See if I can get down to VWAP at least. We'll see. Stop is gonna be above the high of day.
All right, this candle is gonna be critical, and gotta push up quickly. Nvidia. So here's the. Yeah, it's not good. It's gonna go lower, so we'll get out. So there's the pro and cons to like doing mental stops. So mental stops, you can take a closer look at the price section and survive some of this pullback. And sometimes this happens, and it'll go back up, and you'll survive it.
Yeah.
And sometimes sometimes you can still get out where you had your plan stop, and then other times, here's the bad part of it. Other times you'll lose a couple of cents. Like you'll lose like 190, like you lose 25 cents. Gotta be ready for that, right? But But yeah, here, don't look at this. It's gonna go higher. So that's the pro and the cons of having a mental stop. Limit order, you would have been out already, right? You would have been out of it, and you can't really pay attention to price action and see how it's trading. So that's the pros and cons to it. But like I tell people, if you're having problems hitting the button and making that decision, pulling the trigger to get out of a trade,
hard stops.
you have to go hard stop. Have to go hard stop.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Stopping out is a must in trading. I don't care how great your strategy is. I mean, just look at Andrew's newsletter 2 days ago, right? Right? It was 2 days ago that the trader destroyed his account. He had a great strategy, worked for a couple months, right? And then gave it back in 2 days because couldn't accept the loss, right? Those are, you just got to understand. Don't turn $100 loss into a $12,000 loss.
Right.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
You know,
And it happens so often, man. I'm
yeah.
telling you, we see, and they're big too. Like they're still somewhat in the green, or at least in play still, right? Like they're still doing well. So, but that was a big hit.
Yep.
That was a big hit, and we see this not only in funded accounts, we see it in simulator, we see it in brokers' accounts, right? Which is extremely painful when you see people lose their hard-earned money like that.
Yeah,
it's
that's why I will tell you, the funded accounts that Andrew offers, it saves you so much in the long run, right? Like, could you imagine if that was his actual account? Like, that'd be devastating. To have that.
Yeah. Like this hurts and it sucks, but you're not going to lose sleep over it, right? You might be pissed off, but you're not gonna lose sleep. You lose that in hard cash, you're gonna have a tough time, psychologically recovering from that. You're gonna have a tough time.
That gut wrenching twist.
Oh, dude.
Right, that you got to get through.
When you know you could have just cashed out at the top and pull your money out, right? So that's painful.
Yeah.
That's painful. I'm seeing it, man. I'm seeing POTR.
I'm still
Nvidia.
short here in.
On Apple.
I'm still short here in Apple. Just
nice.
Waiting to see if we can get down to VWAP for the first partial. See if we can get below this 274.
New user for seriously? That's crazy. You lost over 700,000 for being stubborn, not using stop. We seen it. We've seen it. It's
You've seen it.
I'm seeing it, guys. I am seeing Nvidia. I am seeing POTR. The problem is I can't. That's not a strategy for me, right? So, I need the strategy. Look at this thing. Look at it go down now. It's just big rejection. And this is good for you, Mike. You're in your short on Apple, right? What's your entry?
Yep. I'm looking for a partial right around here. I'm hoping to get that.
Yeah, I see it all the way up there. Your partial on that that candle before the green. Go back.
Come on. Give me VWAP.
Fun human.
Give me VWAP. I'm fighting for pennies here. I shouldn't be fighting for pennies, right?
Fight for pennies, man. It's all good. It's like football, game of inches. I never understood that in football, but it is.
There we go. We got VWAP right there. So
nice, man. Nice. Good partial there. All right, so I'm looking at Nvidia. Possible VWAP breakdown, right? Here's the setup. Here's a confirmation candle coming up. This is the setup. I'm gonna go short here. Stop loss 194.80. We're looking for the low of the day. So let's see if Nvidia is gonna give us a breakdown. I don't like the Atlas. Atlas is telling me long. I don't like I'm seeing here. So we'll see. It could just be chop too, man. It might be go fly 868. Yeah, I might just be stuck in chop, but let's see if we can at least get 182. This is the setup. I would trade this every time I see it. I'm seeing it. I'm taking it. Let's see if it can Nvidia can deliver the continuation here. And Apple for you, Mike. Nice partial.
Apple for me. I'm just setting a range order right now.
Yeah.
Using Atlas.
Very nice. Very nice.
There it is. Entry.
Yeah, Demi, I hear you. I wouldn't advise people to short here either. But I see the setup. I think we'll at least get 182.30. I'm trying to detach all the crap that is done from 10 o'clock and then from the market open to about 10 o'clock. It's been so choppy. So I'm seeing the good setup, and I'm hoping it works. I don't like the fact that Atlas is so bullish. That's definitely an indicator that's not on my favor right now. But we do got some orders now. 193.50. Actually, we got tons of orders at 193.50.
On what?
So I'm hoping on Nvidia 193.50. Seeing 105,000 there. So let's see. Oh, we're starting to dig into them now. 100. Oh yeah, that's a good, nice dig. Okay, they went away. They went down to 193. So let's see now. 193 has 60,000. Let's see if we can go down there and pick those guys up. But yeah.
So if you're wondering why I kind of put my range order down there, you can see Atlas 272's got some big orders for Apple, right? And then there's really nothing below it, right? So if we do get down to what yesterday's high, you're going to find some support down there. So I definitely, with where my risk reward was, it gives me a 1 to about 3. Definitely have to take a partial at VWAP, right? In case you get the bounds like we have going on here. And now it's just a matter of sitting back and letting your plan work, right? Either it works.
The tray, do its thing. Absolutely. SPY's not going in my favor. Yeah, SPY's not really helping the situation here. It's moving up a little bit. Had a nice drop the last 10 minutes, but definitely not helping me out here as much as I would like, especially with this pullback now. So,
yeah. Tesla is back down. It tried to get out of the fence. It's back in the fence now.
Yeah.
Somebody yanked the leash on the dog. Said, "Get back here."
Back down. Still 4%.
See if what was resistance is now support, or if we lose it.
Yes.
I mean, good. Man, what day do you leave to head to Thailand?
I leave Friday the 26th with Katia Pacific. Katia. I don't know. I've flown with this airline before. They're an Asian airline, I think, and so I leave Friday the 26th, I think it is. The Friday after Thanksgiving, and Friday is not 26, so no, so it's 27. Is that Friday after Thanksgiving? What is that?
Friday?
The 28th. Yeah, the 28th. Yeah.
8th?
So I leave Friday.
30th, yeah.
Land in Hong Kong on Saturday. Hang out there overnight, and I think the next flight leaves on Sunday morning, something like that. So
nice.
Should be fun, man. I was close to not going, but Andrew doesn't take no for an answer.
No,
Andrew is does not take no for an answer.
I would be going, but the date shifted from what was originally I originally was told. So I brought my family in for Thanksgiving. And so they're here through the middle of, they go back on the 2nd of December. So I couldn't really be like, hey, I'm out. See ya. Enjoy Kansas City by yourself. So I ended up having to.
I get that. Funded account is back and working. So it looks like some people are starting to see it work. That's good. So refresh. Sometimes you got to even, what is that? Delete your cookies?
Clear the cache.
Clear the cache and all that stuff. And then close the browser, restart, and you're good to go. Excellent, glad. Okay, so
Ah,
everything's working.
yes. Chiefs Nation over here, that's for sure.
Oh, I can only imagine the fan base there.
Oh, it's
Only
crazy
imagine,
over
especially
here.
when you have a
I'll
winning
tell you
team.
though, I went, yeah. Last year I went to tailgate for a Monday night game. Yeah, Monday night game. One of the best times ever.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
Monday
it
night
was
too.
just
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, that's special. That's special.
So,
Um, so I never been my first time going to Thailand, so I don't know, but I hear it's great. I hear it's beautiful. So I never been. Um,
it
so we'll
it
see.
is gorgeous over there. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Uh, not in the same capacity though as
Mm-hmm.
enjoyment. It was more
Work.
military
Yeah.
deployment work, but we definitely got our time off and just the
Nice.
beautiful food is good. The ocean or the sea, whichever it's on, temperature, it's just, yeah, it's just awesome.
Nice.
I would have loved to have gone, but
I would love to have you and your wife. I'm going with my wife. We'd love to have you and your wife there too. I mean, that would have been lots of fun.
yeah,
So
yeah. You're not going to the DR for Christmas, though, are you? No,
no,
because of
no,
this, right? You went in
no. If
August during the
I
summer.
exactly no. If I do this, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Besides, I haven't seen Andrew in a while. Last time I saw Andrew was in the Vancouver meetup, so I haven't seen him in a
Vancouver.
while.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been a
he
while.
definitely.
We haven't crossed paths, so it'll be fun to see him and hang out. Nvidia's gonna come back
There
against me.
we
I have a
go.
feeling. Oh,
Apple finally got below VWAP, below the 52. So I'm liking this trade. Not much resistance or support
yeah,
anywhere between where it's at right now.
yeah.
So I'm liking the trade. I'm liking the trade.
Very nice, my friend. I want to start liking my trade. If Nvidia could do something for us today, has not been the best trader. I gotta tell you that. It's been a little funky. I gotta tell you that much. Okay, here we go. Broke 193. I won 192. That would be an awesome partial, but you know what? Um, what does Atlas tell us? 192.50. I see some stuff there, but yeah, I'm gonna take a partial here, man, because I just feel like there's so much pressure to keep this up. Like it's struggling to come down. So let's take a partial there. Let's see if we can get 192.30. Mike, on your trade, you're looking for you're holding
Yep.
for all the way down there. So you're
Yep.
just
I'm
not
holding.
touching
I mean,
it.
there
Yep.
really isn't any, no
Mm-hmm.
support, nothing.
Yeah.
273 maybe, but I
That
mean,
looks good, man. At least you're moving.
yeah,
At
that's
least you're
true.
moving. This thing over here is just like, come on, man. I gotta tell you this though, if Nvidia decides to go long, I think it's gonna be so explosive because there's just
Oh
tons
yeah.
of orders at 195, 60, 195, 90. I mean, they're just stacked up there. 196 is massive. So we took a partial here. We might be getting stopped
I
out
think
at
they're
the break
trying
even.
to find I think they're trying to find enough buyers
Yeah, to
to
take it
kind of
up. Yeah.
fill all the sellers that are up there because there's just sellers saying, "Come get it. We aren't
Yeah.
coming to you." Look at that
Yeah, those guys are
earnings.
they're not moving. They are not
Yeah, they're like,
moving.
"Sorry."
All right,
So
so
market
we'll get out
makers got to
here.
go find the buyers to push
Yeah,
that stuff up. So
we'll get the rest out here at break even. So we made a little bit, but nothing great. Here on the drop on Nvidia, and I really think Nvidia's again all the signals point long, right? So um,
yeah.
thanks SC trade. I mean, we didn't get a good breakout, right? We got a decent move,
Oh yeah.
but hopefully we'll get some more opportunities here.
Got a got a question here about my thesis on Apple.
Yep.
So if you take a look, I'll actually make sure my cursor is over here. If you take a look, you'll notice this pink line. So on Monday, what I do is I mark the weekly expected move come Monday morning, and I put it in pink, and I just leave it there all week. And then the blue line that you see above that is the daily expected move that I'll calculate today. So once you kind of also look over at the daily, right, you can see that those two lines are lining up with this daily chart where Apple pushes up and then sells off, pushes up, sells off, pushes up, sells off. So what I wanted to see when we started seeing the 1 minute, we notice all these wicks start coming in, right? Wick, 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 can't get higher, can't get higher. And we get the sell-off. And then we get this push back up. And what can't we get again? We can't get back up again, right? So since we can't get back up again, we take a short, we hit it at VWAP, and then we look to see if we can get down to where Atlas had a lot of buyers initially on their thing. So that was my thesis for going with it. Yeah, options position is the expected move basis that I go with. And the other question I had, how many stocks do I monitor at 9:30 a.m.? I actually monitor all the MAG 7 plus AMD at the open. That's what I'll look at. I got a center screen that's got the 9 stocks on it. Nice. So I just kind of look at it and wait for certain things. I know we've had John on here, so I'll also put alerts on my chart when they hit specific levels that I identified in the pre-market that I may want to take a look at a stock, right? So, and that's what happened with Apple. As I was getting on here with Carlos, the alert went off for Apple saying, hey, this stock is near a level you identified. You may want to take a look at it. So that's why I pulled it up and was like, ooh. Yeah. I probably could have gotten in a little bit earlier, but I would have gotten stopped out at break even, right? Because it came back up and tested. That's why I wasn't going to go chase it. And I was just willing to accept it up there and waited for it to test and then go back down. And now we sit and we wait.
Yeah.
So Tesla's another one that's basically got the same thesis, right? Sold off at this level, couple days, big time, got an expected move near it. It's finding support though at that big seller and at that expected move. So I'm not keen to go short on it. Plus Tesla was super strong. So
yeah, I'm checking out Netflix. So Demi, I have not looked at Netflix recently, but that's right. They had the split. So they're now a $108 stock here. It looks like it's trading much better than what Netflix would do, right? They're gonna get more volume because 100 looks more attractive, obviously now than the higher price tag. So even at the 5 minute, it does look looks better, but I haven't watched it closely. Still got some very little candles here, but again, today's been so messy. Maybe on a day when they're more in play, could be exciting. But yeah, definitely more volume. 7 million shares traded, up, down 1.4. So I think it definitely looks nicer to trade. So Dave Clark, good job, my friend. Done for the day. Traded well today. Good.
Awesome job. Interesting. Andrew's got that equity curve up that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, he is. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, it's this tough. It hurts to see that because I've been there, man. I know what that feels like. I if you guys know already, said the story many times. I lost 17K in one day. 17K. I took a Honda at that time. I looked it up. What cost 17K? Well, not at that time. It was like months later after I actually talk about it. What is 17K? Honda Civic, coupe Honda Civic. I basically took 17K, took the car and burned it up on fire in the parking lot. That's exactly what I did, and that hurts. That hurts when you see that.
Yeah.
It's tough. Now, that's a funded account. So that person had that big drive. They only lost whatever they paid for the funded account, right? And I can't stress enough, man. It's easy to. I can't say it's easy, but if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're doing, somewhat, it's not rocket science how to make money. It really is. The market you can make money is keeping it. Can you keep what you make? You know, can you be consistent to not blow it up? Can you control your emotions to know when to stop? It is so difficult, man. It is so difficult, and and you can learn that. You can learn through the funded account and save yourself some money.
Yeah.
So
I'm most likely going to get stopped out at break even here.
what was my
There's
bankroll
some,
at that time? Oh, an Apple, you're saying? Yeah.
yeah, on Apple, I'm going to probably get stopped out at break even. There's some orders up at 234.30 and 274.50, which is above my stop, but we'll see.
Greed is the biggest factor when it comes to keeping it. So my bank,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't have a huge bankroll, man. So 17K was a big chunk. We're not talking about 17,000 on Andrew's account. We're talking 17,000 a regular $50,000 account, $45,000 account. It's a big chunk. I went below PDT here, and here's again, not to go too much off the rails. Having a supportive wife you have to have a supportive wife, partner, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Was incredible because I remember calling her. I'm like, "You're not gonna believe what happened," and she's like, "Oh boy, what happened? I lost this," and she's like, so after a while, we were pissed and this and that, and then she's like, "This over the phone because I'm driving back from picking up my daughter from school," and she's like, "Okay, so how much do we need to take out so you can get back above PDT?" And I was just like, "Wow." Right, so that hit home. I was like, I gotta get my crap together. Like if I have some person that's willing to support me that much, you better start trading small and get your shit together. Like, people are depending on you, blah blah and so forth, and that was definitely motivating. And then went back to trading small. But yeah, it happens. It happens. Now that's real hard-earned money. Funded account, you're not gonna have the same, the same depression. Like you go into depression, the psychological hit is massive. So if you could learn to control that even in a funded account, you skip those hard lessons, those hard lessons, right? I went back to trading small. Oh yeah, I went back to trading like $20 risk. I was not playing around no more. I'm like, be consistent first, risk only $20 and then move up. So yeah, I did. I went back down. That's a big lesson. After you go through that,
it's a painful lesson.
It's a painful lesson, right? So you wanna, right? So we created Lambos and garbage truck, right? Do you want to live in a garbage truck? Or do you want to live in a Lambo? Trade the way you're supposed to be trading. So, but yeah. All right, friends. What do we have here? Ooh. What do we have? This day was black. This day was black.
Yeah, right now there isn't much out there. Tesla's pushing up though again.
Tesla's the only one that's like, you look at this chart, you're like, wow, this is so good, man. So good. Andrew's trading TQQQ after the split. They're sitting at $53. So they were 2-to-1 split. Matt, today has been painful. Yeah, today has been painful.
Netflix. Look at good old Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix is going to be one of those that you don't really watch for intraday, but if you look for it for long term, one day you're going to wake up and be like, how did it get back to $500? It's like Meta, right? Traded down by 100 and everybody's like, oh, it's the end of the company. And then now look at it. Netflix with its split too is going to make. I want Netflix under 100. Netflix goes under 100, I'll buy some. Yeah, long term.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to buy some Netflix long term. It's the new recession trade. Like think about it.
Yeah.
Netflix makes more money on their cheaper plan than they do their more expensive plan because they get the advertisers that are paying them for the ads, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's getting rid of Netflix? Like out of
No.
all your things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like me and my wife going to the DR, we're like, okay, what subscription should we get rid of to cut down when we don't need it? Not one time did Netflix come up into the conversation. It wasn't even a like consider to be cut, you know? So like,
So yeah, Netflix is one that's staying. My wife loved Netflix. I went on a rampage a few months back, and I canceled all the streaming service. I'm like, this is crazy. We're paying for Hulu, Disney, Netflix. I went through the list. I'm like, what is all this stuff? Like, because stuff starts to come up that we were not watching. So what they do is the way they get you is if you got a game. I look at my statement. I look at my statement, go line by line. What the heck is this? Especially for scams, because man, they'll keep sneaking stuff in that you never notice. And I guess the 6 month stuff expires. You forget what you signed up for 6 months ago. I don't know where all these things just start coming in monthly. You never notice, and I have like these three things I don't watch. I'm like, what the hell are these? They just snuck in there with their $15, $18 a month. So I cancel everything, including Netflix. I'm like, okay, when we want to watch something, we'll reorder it, right? And she's like, Netflix right now. So okay, Netflix, yeah, Netflix is back. And then we got Disney back again. Yeah, the kids, of course. That was a dumb move. Cancel
yeah,
Netflix.
you gotta have Disney.
right? Disney. I got it right back.
With
and
kids.
yeah, but yeah, and Hulu. I think Hulu's comes with Netflix. It's just weird the way it's all set up. Question: Did I ever
I
get?
don't like
did
the
I ever make up?
ESPN Hulu, but
Oh, okay,
go
okay.
ahead.
Oh yeah, question here is did I make it back profitable after that story? Yeah, after she said after I lost the Civic. Yeah, we made a couple of Civics after that, but it took some time. Yeah, I don't want to say like, oh, I made it back in 2 or 3 days. No, it took some time to get back there. So it was not nothing overnight. But yeah, we were able to make more Civics and not burn them up this time. So we're very cautious. But yeah, that was tough. And again,
yeah, it is.
averaging down it's the devil. I don't average down to save my life anymore. I just don't do it. Don't do it.
Only add to a winning trade, not a
That's it.
losing trade.
That's it. Nvidia.
That will save you more times than it will hurt you. Add to a winning trade, not a
Yes.
losing trade.
Or sometimes you do the plan where you say, hey, I'm gonna break out. I'm gonna take half my shares here.
Yeah.
So I don't want to miss the move. And if it pulls back, I'll add some more. I see Andrew do that. I see some people do that. That's okay. But what you don't want to do is just unplanned stuff like that. That doesn't work. Are we gonna get the breakout in Nvidia or what,
definitely.
man?
Oh,
Are we gonna get
here
the
we go.
breakout
Here's where I'm
eventually?
going to get stopped out on Apple.
Oh, it's
Apple's
pushing
just
up.
pushing.
Good
Yeah.
morning, guys. How are you doing?
Good
Hey,
morning,
Andrew.
sir.
How
How
you
are
doing?
you?
Good
You're
morning.
battling with this Nvidia garbage. How you doing
I
today?
had a horrible day, man. I had a horrible day. Like it might
Nvidia?
actually turn out to be good because I'm still long. Yeah, I made it. This is what happened. So you start making a bad trade that you know it's a bad trade, and then you start having a loss, and then you dig yourself into this hole of loss and
Yeah.
bad trading, and it just continues going on and going on and going on. So right now long TQQ at 53 is going to go for hopefully going to go for the break of high of the day. But the
Yeah.
bad loss for me was NVDA. So this is what
It's
happened.
it's
I'm
a
going to
garbage
give you
today.
quickly.
Hmm.
I mean, it was okay, but I traded really bad. So I traded, when it came up, I said, okay, it's going to be a 1 minute engulfing. So I went long. We saw a huge Atlas as well. And I took a small size and then I dropped and I got to stop that. That's okay. I can live with that. I mean, I'm not really blaming myself for this. Okay. So what happens here? This is important, guys. My strategy is you go long again if it really holds above the VWAP. So this is the trade that I should take. If it comes and squeezes above the VWAP, closes above the VWAP, usually 5 minute candlestick, you can see that you go long. But I started going long just below the VWAP on the something that already, lost. And again, 2 times I went long below the VWAP, and I know I have no trade book on it. This is not a fallen angel strategy. And I lost. So these two losses were really big. And then it came back up. Okay, now the real trade showed itself. I went long, I added more, I had my order at 196 to get filled. The high of the day was just right at 196. And I didn't partial because I was in such a loss that I really needed to make break even. And as you see, never really hit the 196, even though the Atlas was still showing that. Let me show you the Atlas as well here. So if I zoom in on the Atlas, so then the 196 is still a big order staying there. But I was really keen to get there, and as you see here, I got to stop that for another loss. See, when you're digging yourself a hole, or in this case, like two hole, it's so difficult to come out of it. And what happened here was, now I came back and this trade, I think it's probably better as a fallen angel. It might pop up because it's still the Atlas is there at 195, 196. So I'm back long in there, but again, you are I'm pretty negative on it like right now. $26,000 NVDA, $70,000 in total. Um, but the day hasn't ended yet because I'm still in TQQ. I want to see if TQQ can go for the breakup high of the day. TQQ had a 2-to-1 split. Um, and I am still long Nvidia. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, Nvidia was a tough one today. I think I'm about ready. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm about ready to get stopped out in Apple at break even here. But yeah, Nvidia was tough. I think after the earnings, it didn't give enough for them. Like Peter and I were talking yesterday, Andrew, like meeting expectations is missing expectations. They didn't blow it out. They beat, but they didn't beat by exception. And so I think people like what they heard. And I think sellers are up there saying, come get the price. And buyers are having to decide. And I just got stopped out of Apple at break even.
Yeah, I mean, remember that this is like a $5 trillion company. So this is the
Yeah.
largest company in the world. So 4% gap up and 2% up and down is a lot. So like how much this is not an altcoin. So you got to also give them that thing that we're talking about a $5 trillion company. Like right now, 28 million, how many Nvidia, how much shares he has? 84 million shares at $200. You know, how much capital is going in and out on that. So uh, that's the situation that we're dealing right now. I mean, I don't blame the market. I blame myself. Like that was the bad trade that I did. It still might work actually, because the day hasn't ended. But 195, we have the order. 196, I think if we break the VWAP, we might go actually test the high of the day one more time. Qs are doing it. But again, it's very difficult
Yeah.
psychologically when you get into these big losses. Like I can handle a $26,000 loss, but if someone has a big loss on it and it really uh, messes you up, especially I had a really good day yesterday, so I have a really good cushion for the week. Um,
Yeah, big losses can have a psychological impact, right? It can send you right on tilt, and then you just continue to make it big. Like, yeah, we saw you showing the equity curve of that trader that had a huge loss one day, and John and I, right, we've seen it so many times in peak capital that we just know what's going to happen the next 2 days, right? Like, they're going to try to make it all back because they were doing so well, and just harm themselves. And it's all that emotional aspect of it, and not being able to just sit back,
all
relax,
right,
and
so
reset yourself.
sorry, Brian. So TQQ is going. So I'm actually partially some at TQQ. TQQ turned out to be very nice. Qs are breaking out. And I think NVIDIA is going back up too. Yeah, NVIDIA is going back up.
Yep.
Nice. So see, I mean, if you're patient and don't trade things that the trade book you don't have the trade book on, it's gonna happen. It's that trade is gonna happen. Maybe not that tomorrow you're gonna have two of them that is gonna happen. So the patience is super important. Um,
The patience. And is that Peter? Ooh, how you doing, Peter?
we're helping everybody out there. It was interesting, Andrew, if I could psychoanalyze you for a second. One of the things we teach at P Capital Trading is about we're trying to help people develop consistency. And one of the things I love is you're a very consistent trader and you've had a lot of success doing it. I was watching you in the chat room and I didn't actually have the sound on. And I didn't actually have a lot of trades this morning. I didn't have any, in fact. But I was watching you trading Nvidia, and it was one of those where I was able to call your play um, just by watching the chart and what you were doing, because you've developed a great consistency in your trading, and I pretty much knew what was going on. When by the time I turned on the sound, it's amazing to me you were talking exactly what I had just sort of said to people. Here's what Andrew's doing, because I was looking at your trades. I saw that you had 3 losses on Nvidia. You were in the 4th one, and you got in and you added. And then I said, look at this. Andrews added where he would normally be partialing, and I could see you'd set your stop to the 196. You were looking for the bigger move, and I said, normally be partialing by now, but now he's waiting for the bigger move to try and make back his losses. I'm willing to bet his stop will be below VWAP, and he's going to wait for it to go that low. That'll be probably below his stop loss, or below his break-even point, I should say. But, because he's trying to make back that loss, but he can afford it. He knows what he's doing. He's got a strategy. And sure enough, that's sort of exactly what you did. And to me, that consistency, yeah, it's a losing day, but you should take a lot of heart from you've built that consistency, which again is so hard for traders. And we've got a lot of questions from our people in boot camp about how do you do that? How do you get there? And I said, your most important asset is mental capital, your mental resilience, right? Staying calm during that. And that's hard.
Yeah, no, that's good. Like, again, as you mentioned, is that I usually in the NVIDIA trade, so if I want to go over it, so again, this was the first trade, this was the second trade, and this was the third trade. So the fourth trade, it was actually a good trade, but as Peter was saying, that is he could even see that Andrew should have partialed here, but he's adding because he had these 2 losses. This one wasn't a big one, so these 2 losses. So see how losses can change your trade management psychology, and that's a very important thing. This could be a profitable day for me if I was not taking these 2 trade and only taking this trade. It would have been a profitable day because this one was a small share size, the loss at the beginning. There's again good example, but I appreciate, Peter, that you're saying that Andrew knows what he's doing, but I think probably you shouldn't say that because sometimes I don't know what I'm doing and I get lucky.
but the fact is, you do it so consistently, and then those of us that have been watching you for years can almost predict what you're going to do. So you might not think you know what you're doing, but you seem to do it repeatedly, and
and have positive results.
So again, it's interesting how again, being able to understand and manage that is a hard-earned skill. And again, I know I'm promoting boot camp a little bit, but this is a big part of what we do in boot camp. Just helping recognize, how do I develop that consistency? How do I develop that ability to sort of manage my trades in a mature fashion? And it starts with a lot of underlying elements that we talk about. So if you're interested in more, go to pcapitaltrading.com, and you can find out. So I just wanted to jump in and throw that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Peter. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's very important. Like, I have a large account, so I get to overtrade, and I get to sometimes make myself back with a bigger position. But not everybody has that, and that's very important. That's one of the reasons I kind of stopped doing the YouTube recaps and stuff, was because I was thinking of reaching to a point that I'm trying to become a little deceptive. So I don't want to give this false impression to people that every day you can do this. So not everybody has that. If you're in a funded account, you get the max loss. Your max loss, you don't have another capital to come back and be the bigger position and stuff. So, but I want to be honest with you that sometimes you get away with these kind of things, and most of the time you do. And that's a problem. But that 10% that you don't get away with it actually becomes very disastrous. But I appreciate that. Peter, thank you so much for coming, for saying that. I have a very important meeting that I have to go because I couldn't change the time. So if you stay with Mike, I appreciate that. If not, I gotta go because I have a meeting in 2 minutes.
No problem, Andrew. Have a good day.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Sorry about this. I might come back if my meeting finished early, but it might not actually. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Andrew.
Later, Andrew.
Hey, Peter. How you doing?
Hey, good. How was your day, Mike? Did you end up getting any trades this morning?
I took a short on Apple, actually.
Okay.
I got a short, got a partial at VWAP. I just got stopped out as it came back up to kind of my break-even point here. But I had an interesting day to begin with, because yesterday I wasn't able to trade in my account because there was an issue with IBKR and my fund transfer, because I'm eventually transferring to a different account within IBKR.
Right.
But they did an error and it seized both accounts. They told me I could trade. I was like, hey, so all this morning I was dealing with them trying to get my account back on. And then I saw you guys, you were trading live with P Capital and Carlos was asking for somebody. And so when I finally got it all taken care of, I just kind of hopped on and was like, all right, let's see what we can find. And it was Apple. So interesting. It's going back down here. I'm yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching Tesla this morning. I was watching actually BBWI, Bath and Body Works. We were watching this morning, and it didn't end up giving me the setup I was looking for.
Look at Google. Look at this thing.
Google's
Still making all-time highs now.
new all-time highs there. Nvidia is predictably choppy, I would say. Again, after yesterday's relatively light move off of earnings, I sort of thought it might move sideways, and largely it has today.
Man, Google is another. Was there news on Google, or was it just?
Not that I'm aware of. Let's see. Let's find out.
Let's see. Anything particular on Google here?
What's Google doing? I mean, early this morning, they did talk about their Gemini 3 model, which they're making available across a bunch of developer platforms. But I don't know. I mean, everybody loves AI engines, but
I just doesn't seem like it would be all that much. Tesla pushing up again here. It's kind of that point in the day, though, that taking any type of breakout's hard.
AI has captured everybody's imagination when I'm happen to be reading. I like reading sci-fi, so the latest trend in sci-fi, it seems, in a lot of books is about advanced technologies that have AI that is generally going insane, where the AI itself is crazy, and then of course starts to do weird things, and the humans have to adapt. And it's funny because we've been playing with that idea for a long time. I mean, 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? Basically had an AI that wasn't doing what people wanted to. So it was one of the first major examples of. And that was Arthur C. Clarke, and he wrote that back in, I don't know, when did he actually write that book? In the 80s? 70s?
Yeah, something like that. I probably should have gotten back into Apple when it couldn't stay above 274.50.
So, Mike, Jim has got a question in the chat room.
Oh yeah, Jim. Sorry, chat room. Oh yeah, I got a monitored chat room now. Hey Jim, I purchased yearly BBT membership. If I wanted to join the upcoming boot camp, how would that work with my membership? Did you buy the early Black Friday, Jim? If you did, then I would have your registration. If you did not purchase the early Black Friday deal, reach out to team@bearbulltraders.com and let them know. They'll be able to look into your subscription and see if you're qualified for that deal.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends when you. So reach out to them. They'll be able to help you. I don't have the BBT side to make those assessments of where you're at. Otherwise, I could answer it. I just have the PCT side where it is. Another question. It's going. I need your help. I have a winning rate 70% and 30% with a consistent is 1 to 1.3. So basically, your break even, you're giving a lot of 1 to 1.23 every 20 trades. I make around 12% for my account, but after commissions, I'm still around trade with 3,000 tips.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hard to answer. I
so
mean, lot of stats there, but it's hard to tell what you should do differently to improve upon it, right? Like there's a lot of
so what I would say, looking at your stats, right? It's your risk to reward that's causing you not to have as successful, right? So what does that mean? In order to increase your risk to reward, you're probably going to reduce your winning percentage, right? Because they kind of go in tandem because you're holding longer, right? Which means you may end up being stopped out more times than you currently are being stopped out. Then you have to take into what we were talking about earlier, right? The psychology element, right? The psychology, can you withstand being stopped out more? So you got to, one of the things that we do in P capital trading is based on the strategy sets and the amount of trades you've taken. There's a document that we have in there that you're able to put your stats in and then play around with your partial levels and see by taking less percentage at a certain level, will that increase your overall win rate? And you're able to play around with it to determine where the best thing is. And I think that is probably where you would see the best improvement because a 1 to 1.3 is really, you're covering your commissions. That's why we always want to say, hey, 1 to 2, you want to try to get to 1 to 2. Anything below that, you're really fluctuating with your commissions, regardless of what your win percentage is, because commissions can take a big impact on you. Especially, I see you're trading what, $300 or $3,000. I think that's mistype. So, question on YouTube. You can tell whether your account is eligible or not by clicking the journal button on your trading terminal simulator, and it'll take you to your journal. And if there's nothing up there that says you're ineligible, you're eligible. That's the best way to check. Quickest and fastest way. If you're ineligible, it will have a button up in the upper right that will tell you, hey, you're ineligible, click on it, and then it'll give you the reasons why.
Interesting statement here we could talk about. Trent is saying, I strongly disagree that there's an AI bubble. Too many things happening for it. Nothing like the dot-com bubble because some of these companies are profitable. I would strongly disagree on your disagreement because take this for consideration. The dot-com bubble, though, was very similar to what we got in AI. Every company seemed to be investing in it. Some are winners, some are losers. Some invested profitably, some didn't make profit of it, right? It's core to some businesses, it's not core to others. What did we see after the dot-com? We saw a significant pullback as the expectation of value wasn't met, and we got a big pullback, but ultimately everything went higher, didn't it? Significantly. Like there's no arguing that. We're way higher than we ever were. And I think that's what's going to happen economically overall, but in the meantime, there's likely to be a correction or a pullback, especially as we realize the initial promise of AI as being the panacea that's going to drive all companies to greater profitability and effectiveness and efficiency is likely not to be achieved in the short term. For some, it will. For others, they won't get the return on their investment. So I think we're going to have to come to a sort of a leveling before we see that long-term growth. That's just my view. Again, I could be wrong. But, again, I don't let it worry me because I'm investing either very long term or, intraday. I'm flat by the end of the day on this trading stuff. So, whether I'm right or wrong doesn't really matter to me because I'm not investing in that time frame. So we'll see. Trent, we could bet a scotch on it as to whether we're going to get a pullback. We should probably put some details on it. But my assumption at this point is there is a bubble-like effect happening. We're going to see some retraction of the valuations, but and it probably is going to put us into the mild recession type stance, would be my guess. But we will recover. It's just a matter of how long that's going to take. There you go. There's Peter playing junior economist for you. So
Yeah. So the I man, I'm looking at Apple now too. I probably definitely should have gotten back into that.
probably definitely. I like it.
Probably definitely, but didn't. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't.
Carlos did this thing yesterday where he like had the ultimate trader moment where he's like, "Yeah, I don't think I should take this. I'm short." I just it was awesome. It was just one of those. He was talking stream of consciousness, and
And I'm short.
yeah,
That's
I
the
don't.
way to
I'm
do
not.
it, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should take this trade. I'm short. I'm like, all right. That's exactly how a trader mind works, right? I don't know about this trade. No, I'm doing it. I'm in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh man,
yeah, Tesla.
just
Jason, to your question on Tesla, I've been watching Tesla quite closely. I wanted it to actually get up to 430. It didn't quite give me the 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 signal I wanted at the high of day. There wasn't a big volume spike. I wanted to see that exhaustion before it pulled back. It looks like, yeah, I'm missing the move, but it didn't really qualify as a mountain pass. So, yes, it's definitely a pullback from the high,
yeah,
and yes, I'm missing it, but unfortunately, wasn't a strong enough
wasn't quite
signal
there
for me
for
to
you.
wasn't there for me, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to it. I I had the expected move today marked at 428.74, which it tested, then just couldn't get back above. But yeah, but this Apple, man, that's all right though. We'll just still a good day so far. One trade. I've been definitely out of my routine all morning, so dealing with IBKR and then
That
hopping
will
on here,
always,
not anticipating being on YouTube this morning, and
yeah.
you just doing less damage. At Carlos, at Peter. Oh, somebody asked a question, I'm sure, that we missed somewhere. Hey, Mike, is Atlas NASDAQ total view with DX feed, and can it be displayed mirrored to the left side of the screen? It is NASDAQ DX feed, I do believe. I know it's DX feed. I'm not sure if it's total view. I'm pretty sure, though. Tesla's got big order down at 423 now too. So
Is it this chart is it frozen, by the way?
I think it's frozen. That's not my
Yeah.
chart.
I don't know whose chart that is. Carlos, you out there? Our charts
Carlos,
aren't
you
moving.
out there?
Yep. What you need?
Our charts aren't moving. And whatever
Yeah.
chart we're showing here is frozen
That's,
at around 10:30.
I think that's Mike's screen. Unless did you stop your screen, Mike?
Yeah, when Andrew came on.
Ah, okay, that's why. Yeah.
And then you told me to hop back on. I guess I forgot to share again. Where's this thing that I share?
That could
We'll
be why it's
figure this
frozen.
out. I'll figure this thing out eventually. Where's the share button on Zoom? I hate Zoom.
No, don't hate Zoom. I like Zoom. What I don't like is
Oh, there we go.
Microsoft
Yeah, I don't like
Teams.
Teams at all.
Teams drives me insane every time I have to use it.
There we
Anyways,
go.
don't need to complain.
Now
about
we're
that.
back up, Carlos. I think.
Okay.
Yep.
I believe
Should
so.
come right up. All right.
Yeah.
Looks like that's more accurate. Yes.
There we go. Yeah. And now I got The thing I don't like about Zoom is it just populates like 3 different areas on my, like a tab here and a tab there and a tab here. This question for me for the Black Friday promotion on upcoming PCT. If one already has a lifetime member, I have no idea about that. Sorry, I got to scroll up. I don't see your name in the question. Alan, email team@bearbolttraders.com and they'll be able to answer that for you. The early Black Friday deal is a Bearable Traders deal. So that's why I don't know what the costs are for you, because I just have P Capital Trading. Which I will say this, if you are interested in P Capital Trading, now is the time to sign up, because you can sign up for the January course, get immediate access. There's an essentials course to help you do 2 assignments that we're going to ask for on week 1. And that is drafting your trading plan and a trader profile that we use to kind of determine where you're at in your trading. The essentials course is designed to help you complete both those documents. And every Friday, tomorrow's Friday, right? So tomorrow at noon Eastern, I will go in, we'll do a Google Meet with everybody that's signed up, and I help you through that. So everybody's always asking about mentorship and one-on-one and where can I find help? Well, here's your chance. You can ask specific questions, share your screen, show me exactly what you're doing, what you want to do, what you need help, what your questions are, and I'll answer them right then and there. And that meeting can go anywhere from 15 minutes to a couple hours, depending on who and who we have or how many we have.
Right.
Oh, look at that, Apple. Look at Tesla too. Tesla going to Spookums level. Jared's 420.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Thor. How are you
I'm
doing?
Hey,
short.
Thor.
I'm short ES right now, so I'm
Oh,
having
okay.
a pretty good time right now. So just watching things start to melt a bit.
There you go.
So I'm trying to get back to R4 on this thing. So I'll show everyone once we get rock and roll, and I'll show everyone. But I was really
Nice.
really thanks for I'm really excited to see what this market does, man. We got really excited on all the Nvidia stuff. We got really high, really, really fast, and now I think.
Oh, did we lose Thor? Did Thor freeze?
It looks like he froze.
Thor
Everyone's kind of going,
froze.
oh wow, that was
There he is. No, he's back.
There he is. He's back.
really fast. Maybe we should just like not do that issues today. So with any luck, I won't continue to have them. Like I have a backup ISP that's going to be dropping off stuff soon, and hopefully that'll be better. Sorry.
That was
There we go.
all righty.
Now I hear you a
All
little
right.
bit again. We'll see what happens.
We'll see
So
if we
I'll
can,
try and stick with it, and you know, so hopefully we can do that. But everyone should be able to hear me, I hope now.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Over to
Okay.
you, sir.
Thank you,
Over
sir.
to you.
Appreciate you.
Take care.
Take care. So everybody out there on YouTube, first off, hi, hello, good to see you all. So I started off my day. I actually had a really nice short that I took on ES in the higher, wider range that I really liked, and I got stopped out on my first try. But when it broke trend again, I went ahead and tried it again, and so far this one's looking pretty good. So I'm liking that. I'm also short RTY right now, and this one's looking really nice. So I'm going to try and run all the way to maybe ATR low if I can on RTY. So you can see these two positions right now. You know, I initially lost, you know, I probably lost around $500 or $600 on my first trade here. So that stung a little bit, right? But that's okay. Once it kind of, I mean, it literally look at me getting stopped out to the penny here, everybody. Hi, been a while since I've been stopped out to the penny. So it ticked me, and then I came back and I went ahead and got in it again, just put my stop back above the top again. And so now it looks like we're doing a little bit better here, and we're actually starting to lose the larger uptrend here. So this is what I'm kind of hoping as we really do, Peter. It's been a bit. It's been a bit since I've gotten a proper stop out to the penny here. So, so I'm inside my stop at least this time, at least. So I know I at least cover my losses if this whole crazy market decides to go into a big squeeze on me. But this RTY position's looking pretty fun right now, and we're confirmingly selling. And a lot of you be jealous. Be prepared to be jealous. You know why you should be jealous? I'll show you on my screen. I had to do a screenshot because if you see the tickers, then maybe you'll know. What do you think this is an order book of right now on Market Atlas? Are those points that you see there? Does somebody have an ES order book right now on Atlas and an NQ order book right now on Atlas that he's able to look at a preview stream on? Are you interested? Are you salivating yet? Look how pretty. This was earlier today when the ES started to rally in the pre-market. Look how bullish it was while it was rallying. It was so obvious that we were starting to squeeze in the pre-market. So how many people in here would be willing to, like, would definitely pay, like, so here's going to be the thing on this, because I went through and I looked at the numbers and I talked with Andrew a little bit. I really think in order for in order for people to be able to get the subscription, it would probably be, like an extra, like on top of just the normal like Atlas fee that you're paying, you'd probably have for that and everything, you'd probably have to pay like an extra like 40 or 50 bucks a person probably to get this. But if you had it, you would no longer need Bookmap basically at all. So for the price of having futures data for the major indexes and then having all of the Atlas functions, right? So, the scanners, the tools, the the core stuff and all that other stuff, I think it really, I think it brings enough value in there to make it working. Yeah, we're still adding features as we go, Ben. So I'm hoping like things like that can get into there, but I think there's other ways to get to that information that maybe makes that not so necessary. But I really liked that we so like for instance, right now, if you're looking at ES, which I am holding a short position on, and we are reoffering ATR high and the downtrend, so I can't show it to you right now, which I know is incredibly insensitive of me. I really wish I could just show it to you. So you could see what the order book looks like right now. But I can't, because then you'll see what it, you'll see too much. You'll see too much. So let me do a screenshot. Oh, hold on. Screenshot. That way you don't see the tickers. And this is ES book in Atlas. It's so rude of me. I know. It takes me a little longer because we have to do this little workaround. And now it doesn't want to open it. Man, like the market makers do not want you to know this. There it is. Okay, good. We found it. All right, everybody out in YouTube Landia. What does the ES look like right here? It was bearish, right? I mean, you can see the order, you can see how we're carrying larger order structure to our downside. We have to mess around with it a little bit, but so I mean, you can see right now the ES is a pretty solid short. So I say, why not? Let's go for R4, A2, maybe even ATR low. I mean, why not? Let's try and run this thing all the way back to R4 on the higher, wider range. And then RTY still, oh yeah. Eehoo. All right. Are we going to do this on RTY today? You can't get it on Atlas yet for futures. I have a test feed that is allowing me access to that so that I can take a look at it and see what it looks like. Like the first thing we identified is that we need to add in a 25 aggregate so that we can see all of the different points. So right now the 50 aggregate, you know, so you start losing a little context there. So, but we have a couple things to sort and then boom. Right now, I think the market is selling right now without a doubt. So you can, this detector at the bottom here, this is a part of one of my, so I have created some of my own detectors and instruments that I use. So one of them is my, so the reason why I didn't get short earlier on these is because we were buying. Right, so this detector, which is my buying and selling detector that I've had coded with my buddy Bruz, this is my detector that I've personally created, and it's a VPA tool. So like right now we're selling, so I wouldn't want to get out of this position right now. We're clearly selling. Right, we were buying here, so I didn't want to get short. Right, we tried to sell, but we couldn't sustain it. We then tried to buy, but then look, we deviated in volume. As we consolidated, our volume dropped into selling. So once we lost trend, I shorted the trend failure. And now as long as we stay short, I mean, why not just see how low we go? We could run all the way to ATR low. Look, we were already here in the pre-market. You know, maybe not go, maybe, you know, can go like pre-market low or something, but we have this 4-hour trend coming in right here. That's, you know, this guy, that's a pretty big deal. So maybe we're going to come back and reoffer that. It's a good spot to be. And right now we are selling. So I don't want to get in this thing's way while it's selling. It may give us a squeeze here in a minute. I wouldn't be totally shocked to see it try and squeeze back to like, you know, the open price. But as long as it stays selling, I'm going to keep holding it. I think we moved up too fast on too little volume. So I think this is basically going to be a fair value offering on the market, which is actually what Ben just said. Look at you, Ben. Fair value at the, wow. Hercules. That's the thing, like y'all people are smart traders. Like you are really getting this. You're coming by these sessions. You're learning from really good traders. You're learning from really good psychologists like Dr. V. You're coming to these sessions. You know the stuff. Generically, what's probably holding you back right now? Like if you find, let me tell you this. If you are not losing money in the market, you are a good trader. You hear me? Like if you are not losing money in the market, you are a good trader, right? Because if you weren't, you would be losing money, right? Like you don't just go flat because you're a bad trader. Like bad traders lose money. You know what I mean? So if you find like it's been 2 months, 3 months, I'm not making money, guess what? You're actually a good trader. Like you probably understand the market pretty well. You probably have a decent plan. You know, what's holding you back right now is behavioral slippage, right? That you're not making the money you need to make, right? In order, you know, where you're not making the money you need to make in order to offset the money you lose when you lose, right? So you're always losing this attritional battle back and forth, right? And so this is the idea. So right now, like I said, I've taken 3 trades today, right? I lost my first trade, which is ES. Oh man, we are going. Wow. Look at that. So my first trade, I lost about $500 on my first trade and got top ticked. Look at that. How rude. Right? So then so I had to wait too for me, because I've added in the criteria that I'm timing my entries with trend failures, right? Because, I'm a believer, right? I've seen them working. Hey, welcome to Lambos and Garbage Trucks, Yon. So happy to have you with us. 1989, good year. So you can see here, and then I'll talk about fair value. I won't, Rich. I can do like 5 minutes on that. Right, so you can see here, we had lost the trend, so I got in. We came up and stopped me out. So then we lost it again, so I got in, right? Never made the new high, and now it dropped. But I only risked about 300 on this one. I'm way over 4-to-1 right now. Right, my 4-to-1 on this is like $1,200. Right, on RTY, I only took one entry so far, right? And I got in here and I risked it was my 500 was here, and I drug my stop down to here. So I really only risked maybe about 300 on this one, and I'm up 2,500. Right, so I can give back quite a bit of this move and still be at a reasonable win. Right, so I'm going to let this thing sell as long as it stays selling. Why not just see what happens? Like, we've had a chance to buy. This does not feel like a range to me. We're on a narrow range. We can run this thing down much, much further. So why not go for ATR low? Right? What the heck? I'll never hit one of these if you don't hold for them, right? Oh man, here we go. So let's see. If we hit this will probably be around, if I can get back to R4 on this would be probably around a $6,000 hit, right? A little more, a little less. So, but this could come all the way back up through R6, and if I took this off, it would still be a 4-to-1 trade or better, right? I only risked a few $100s on this. You know what I mean? It's fun. Even if we get a buy here, the ATR high was right here. I think we could still squeeze and then come back down and go to R4. But right now, look at the selling. Like, we're dying right now. We've been selling more than we've been buying now all day. And our short term is selling like crazy. Right? There's a lot of people, you start partialing as it moves lower. Right? No, I didn't get a camo alert on that, but I did get there was a camo alert on NQ. Wow, look at that. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's fun. I'm not going to look at views on an AMD long because that would be against my positioning right now, and I don't like that idea. Just kidding. No alert on this one. There was an alert on the NQ one, but I liked how this one swept better. I like how RTA had to fight into its ATR high, and then it gave me a better trend break on it. So I liked how this one set up a little bit better. All right, let's see what happens. See if we can get back to R4. Braveheart, hold. Hey, do any of you ever imagine being at a point to where you're like holding? Right? It's kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I do at this point, because of the big drop, don't necessarily want to give too much money back, right? So let's go ahead and put this loose trend on. And if we start buying and break trend, I'll go ahead and take my profit. So we'll come in here and let's put us right above R6 for now, because that would be one heck of a rebuy. And then we'll go ahead and see if this can go down and tag R4 for us. All right, we're still under the price here. There's no reason to get out, but there's also no reason to be willing to give back too much money, right? So let's go ahead and hang out and enjoy this a little bit. Enjoy knowing we're making some good money. And if we rebuy monthly support 4, I'll go out. Otherwise, I'm going to aim for ATR low. Come on. Let's go. All right, ES. Show me what you got. Nice, McLovin. Good job. Say hello. One big, look at the rolling sell on here, man. See, this is my indicator here, buying and selling indicator. We're selling, baby. We hold. 7K hit almost right here. God, that would just like wicked. Look at the selling. Oh, look at that. That's rude. That's fun. Syed, look at it, man. You still holding the NQ short, bud? All right, so we got right in front of R4. So, I wouldn't be totally shocked for a buy here, a little bit of a squeeze here. But we're selling way too much to get worried about pullbacks right now. Anything that comes up, I'm going to keep an eye on it until I see like a really strong buy. I'm still feeling pretty good about this thing. I don't want to I don't want to start messing with it. You know what I mean? This is the one. These are the ones that work. We get worried about them and then we start taking them off. Syed, look, I'm in RTY too, buddy. Look at my entry on this freaking thing. So yeah, if we rebuy here and go through monthly support 4, I'll go ahead and get out of this thing. Otherwise, I'm just holding. We're selling so well right now. If any of you are interested in this indicator, go to my Instagram. It's at ThorYoungMA. Go check out my Instagram and you can see where all of my custom indicators are. They're built by our guy BruzzX right here. He's really awesome. So this is what we're looking for now is for me to exit right now, if we start to buy and we break trend, I'll consider getting out. Otherwise, I'm holding for this target. Right? I want R4. R4, it's big. It's a 7K hit. It'll actually be my single largest trade. And I've got that going at the same time right now. I've got RTY still aiming short at 3K. So that's pretty fun. So what do you guys think? A 7K trade, that'd be pretty fun, right? JC, we're not going to talk about that right now. Boom. Boom. Nice. Boom. Okay. We're having fun. All right. Hold on, I gotta screenshot this bad boy. One second. Oops. Copy. That's, I didn't mean to send that to you. I'm excited. Sorry, ADHD has momentarily triggered. I will be back on in just a moment. All right, let's go back to RTY. All right, one more. All right, so I'm back. So we're doing this. Oh, hold on. Lawnmower. Okay. So we got that going, and we're looking. So now I gotta refocus because I still need to manage this RTY position. And this is one thing that I want to be really aware of right now. I feel amazing, right? Feeling amazing in the market is a very dangerous place to be. Right? Like whenever you're like feeling really, really good, really, really excited, this is where lots of mistakes can happen. So now in this moment, I have to kind of take this momentary elation that I have, and I still have to think like I'm still want to get this ATR low position out here on here. So I do have my place where I want to stop out, but I don't, and I have my target still on, and I want to stay focused that, right? So I use a hot button, and when I hit it, it puts on, and it actually says 200, but that's not true. It actually sends $500 risk out, depending on my position. And then 500 is my maximum risk. So on this position, my risk for 500 was probably more around 24.15. And then I pulled that down. So it was just above high of day because I don't need to lose $500 in this instance to know that I'm wrong. Right. So I actually probably only lost a risk around $250 to $300 on this position. So being up around 3K on it's quite nice. Right. So now I'm much better. We're reoffering. We have this downtrend, which is what I was talking about before. Let me get rid of you. We have this downtrend on RTY that I really like. Actually, it should be not there. It should be here. So I don't like this high. I actually think this is a fake out that we then sold through, offered, and went down. So I actually like this, ignore this, and then use this one. So you'll see kind of how that lines up right now. Look at the response to coming down to that trend. Now that's buying. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this position if we go above this level. So you see this level right here? I'm going to go because you can get faked out in the buying, but I'm going to put it right there. Now, the reason why is because if we do, we're going to go into buying and then we're going to break up and make a new high. And I'm just going to go ahead and get out of this and I'll take like the $2,500 I'm going to get on that. That's going to give me basically a 10K day. Right. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and basically lock in more or less my 10K day here. Because that fill actually filled me positively. I made about 7,200 on that trade, but I had lost 500 on the previous one. So, I won't be quite at 10K. It'll be like a 9K day, which will, I think, be my best single, day as far as just I took 3 trades, worked for a couple of hours and managed to do that. That's not too bad. I'll take it. So, but I don't want to give too much of this back now. Capital preservation. All right, so I'm hearing. So, okay, cool. Hold on. I think I actually might have. Here, there we go. Do I trade prop firms too, or just personal accounts? ACK, I actually use a combination of the two. So I like using the prop firms, and I like using those so that I can I basically, whatever money I make out of the prop firms, I have a kind of a policy that I'll take a third of it for living expenses, a third of it, and then basically 2/3 of it to grow my personal accounts, if that makes sense, right? So I'll take a third of it to help kind of alleviate some of my financial burden, right? And then I'll use the rest of it to try, because the idea is you want to be trading in your IBKR. You don't want to be trading in a prop firm. You did not come to become a trader so that you could be beholden to somebody else's trading rules. But if you're going to remove $100,000 or $200,000 from one of these, don't spend it now. Fund your IBKR with it. Right? You can use Apex. You can use, which I recommend, Tradevit accounts. You could use one of the silly Top Step ones. You could use any of these. They all work. Bearable Traders, even, for if you're looking at an equity one, right? There's equity proprietaries out there you can use, like Trade the Pool and other ones like that. So there's lots of different places you can go to where you can get this kind of activity, but your goal should be job security, right? Your goal should be to work for yourself. Your goal should be to trade to live. You know what I mean? So that you can sit down in a day, just imagine walking through an airport with your family and you're all set up. You got an hour till the plane flights and everyone's happy. You're going to get some food. And then all of a sudden you get an alert on your phone. You're just like, hey, hun, watch the kids for a couple of minutes. You walk over, sit down, pop open your iPad. You look at it, you put a trade order in, you close your iPad, and then you go and you sit down and go back to food. And you don't look at your iPad again for the rest of the day because it just doesn't matter. Right? So yeah, but I don't know. You think if you walked back to her a few hours later and said, hey, while we were eating breakfast, this was my P&L, you think she would give you stank eye? Mr. P? I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and readjust for that height right there. So I'm just saying, she'll be upset for a degree, but I'm saying, but it doesn't take a long time, right? You can use alerts. You can get in. You can set this trend line ahead of time and say, hey, I'm not going to go in until it breaks it. You can have alerts set up so that you can go, boop, hey, give me 5 minutes, and then it takes 5 minutes. Now, which she probably wouldn't dig it, and neither would I, which is, oh, yeah, I got an alert. I'll be back in 2 hours. But that's one of the reasons why I like, you always hear Tim Sykes talk about the laptop lifestyle. I like the iPad lifestyle. I trade using my iPad 9 out of 10 trades. I'm taking off my iPad. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest benefits that many of you are going to enjoy about Atlas coming, for those of you who are book readers, right? Especially as futures data comes in, A, Atlas loads way faster, but B, it's also browser based. right? So you don't have to have like, you can run it on your iPad if you want. So you could actually have an iPad sitting on the side running Atlas while you're trading off of your MacBook, right? And if you have a new MacBook Pro with an iPad Pro, when you put them next to each other, you can use your mouse back and forth between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a good time. Thanks for touching on this. I was really looking for an answer in the personal days where I should go for proper personal. Why not use somebody else's money? Why not? Right? It's like why not go in sim? You know what I mean? When you're learning AA, why, why be in a rush? You know what I mean? Why not learn? You know what I mean? It's like learning how to drive with somebody else's car. You know what I mean? Why not use somebody else's car? If someone's going to give you a car and say, hey, you can rent my car for $50 a month, and if you get into a wreck, you will not incur $35,000 worth of vehicle repair. You for your 16-year-old might go, hey, that's a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and let them drive using somebody else's rented car because it's only like 50 or 60 bucks a month. You know what I mean? And this is better than, but obviously, and you would be willing to pay $500 or $1,000 a month, maybe even for something like that, because why even deal with the hassle? So, okay. Thank you for reminding me on the fair value thing, by the way, but use these firms, use these props. If they're willing to give you their money and risk their money so that you can make money, why not? Develop your trader psychology on somebody else's dime. You know what I mean? And use your winnings from those to fund your own accounts. And then when you're good at trading, leave them in the dust because you don't need them anymore. Right? That's how we do this. Just saying. Oh, come on. Can we get ATR low? All right, everybody. Can we get ATR low on RTY today? Can we make this full run? I mean, I'm not trying to like get too stoked here. Obviously, one way or the other, I make good money on this. We're losing the trend. Good volume selling there too. Look at the fake out, by the way. Look how we bought, went right to this area we identified as kind of like an exhaustion area for buying, and then immediately started selling. Right? It's kind of like old school tick, right? So we're up here and now we're selling. I think we can get this ATR low today. So I'm going to do Dad in Brooklyn in the BBT, because right now I'm juggling back between YouTube and Bear World Traders. So if you want any information, Tyler, about my private mentoring, check out my Instagram at ThorYoungMA. I have links for all of my stuff. There's Peak Capital, sign up there. There's my private mentoring group with Dr. V, sign up there. There's also a link for my personal indicators, like the buying and selling detector that I'm using to, show me that we're still selling right now. All of that stuff's there. So just IG me. All right, ICT. We talk ICT first. So when you're talking about value, what we're really talking about is ICT concepts, right? ICT concepts is basically a way of judging the offering process, right? So since we understand that market makers and the algorithms that they've created are designed to be incentivized by transactional potential, anytime we really move too far, too fast, we're kind of giving up ground without taking advantage of the price distance, right? So often this creates a movement of unfair value. So, and that's really basically all the stock market is, weirdly enough. Sometimes we really overcomplicate things, but really what the stock market is it's just value, right? We have a value area here. And we go, so this creates a center area, and then we go to value high, we go to value low, and we come back to value. right? So like right now, the market's basically reoffering value on a prior day right now because we moved up really, really far, really, really fast. And if anyone knows Jared's material, there's somebody that we really have to pay special attention to every single day. There's a certain king that we must, in fact, kiss almost every single day before we're allowed to go somewhere. You have to pay attrition and tribute by getting down on one knee and kissing the king. And that king is previous day's close. At about 80%, 70 to 80% of the time, 70% if you're gapped up, 80% if you're gapped down, you will go kiss the king before making a transitionary move in another direction, right? So we never got the chance to kiss the king. We just went into a big old squeezy poo to the top side, right? So because of that, selling. So because of that, we got too far too fast, and now we're getting back to offer some value. So, and this is what generically happens when you're reading candles. So now we use volume and price analysis to help us read this, right? So if you have a candle that forms, and let's say this is actually, let me make it green just so it lines up with our color palette. If you have a candle that forms and it's really big and green like this, right, it is a very bullish candle. But if that candle forms on relatively low volume, this is why this candle actually often will result in a what's called a value offering. Every single candle that you look at is a representation of three areas. You have discount, you have value, and you have premium, right? Look at this bounce right off of R3. That's fun. You have discount, value, and premium, right? Now, when we open the next candle, the first thing that will happen, because this was a strong candle, is we will tick up to see if more buying occurs at premium. And if it does, we will generically immediately move up the ask because they will throw bids in. And this moves us even further and faster up the ladder, right? So, but this is a lot of price movement with a very, very quick movement. So this often will get stuffed and brought back down to value, to test value. And this is where ICT concepts really comes into, reality, right? These fair value offerings are basically a way of judging when the market moves too fast, too far, where you would expect it to come back to. So you can go out to, and I kind of like, you can look at this maybe even on a 4-hour, right? You can go back and look, and whenever you see these candles, right? So look right here. You can see we have a big candle, big candle, big candle, big candle, right? So we moved all the way back to here from all the way down from here. Wait, it's this bid right here, actually. So now look how we're coming up to, we offered, and look where we offered from today at the high. Yoink, this ask, that ask, the middle of this candle, the bottom where we close these candles. That's value, right? So this was a value offering today. Oh, wow, here we go. All right, people, let's see if we get it. All right, so I think if we claim and go back through R4, I'm happy now. So we'll go ahead and put this right here. If we bounce R3 and scream up through R4, I'll be happy. Otherwise, let's get this ATR low. Three, two, one, lunge. How does it always know where your target is? You know what I mean? Like, how does it know, right? Like, yeah, boom. Wow. So two really strong trades, right? We made around a little over 6,500 on ES, and now we've hit the full ATR run. That's fun. I'm gonna need a minute. That's pretty fun. So that's a ha-boom right there. Yeah. Yeah, bros. That's fun. No, I'm basically only doing I'm only doing futures for the most part when I trade. I do trade equities from time to time, but I trade those through my IBKR personal account. So I don't use any fundeds or props for trading equities. I for private mentoring, like I said before, just check out my Instagram at ThorYoungMA. I've got links there, or at ThorYoung on Twitter, same thing. Woo! That's hitting right now a little bit. That's fun. So I want to talk a little bit about this for a second. So my financial code here is my buddy Syed, by the way, which is one of my mentees from my private mentoring group. And he's having like the most amazing 3 weeks he's ever had, like of his entire life, basically. So a little bit of public shout out for my guy right there. He's really hit his swing the past few weeks, and it's been really fun. He's, he was telling me, this is going to be an overshare. Sorry, Syed. He was telling me he had like made more money in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks than he had lost in like his entire trading journey. And now he was like making, like he was really like starting to like recover, like he had really recovered and kicked. It just want to tell everyone, like when it starts to work and you get there, like it's bam, you know what I mean? It really hits. So that's fun. So Jared, I think I finally got Jared. Jared for the first time is just sitting there going, what Thor says is correct. He is right. When he speaks of PDC, he is absolutely correct. I mean, it's just facts, right? It's just facts. So all right. All right. So, one of the things that I've really been doing to improve my trading has really been moving in more of the direction of, I mean, I'm trying to move past, and I want to talk to everybody a little bit about kind of a new methodology I'm trying to use for my risk management that is allowing me to hit massive trades like this one and this trade on ES. So I'm utilizing a $500 risk now, right? So in order to improve my entry criteria, I started using Dr. V's trend lines, right? So and this, and like in Q had a really lovely call on the pivot bot today too as well. That was very lovely. But I liked kind of the price action and the way we rose a little bit better on ES and RTY. NQ was a little too wide in the spread for me to feel comfortable managing the contract size I had. So I kind of leaned into ETS and RTY for that reason. So, but one of the things that I've started doing is I have a max risk of $500. That doesn't mean I have to lose $500. Just means that's the max I can. So one of the things I'm trying to do, which is I've made this joke before. I've said, hey, everybody raise your hands in here and tell me how many of you partial your losers. Let's do that in here. Give me a number 2, because it'll be weird. How many of you number 2 are currently partialing your losers? Right? Where you may not actually lose full value. You're actually willing to lose less on a trade rather than full on a trade. And I'm not talking about break even when I say this, by the way. Right? Right? It's not going to be a large group of people. Right? But if you're doing it, I bet you're probably liking it. Right? So what I mean by that is, how can I partial my loser? Well, if my 500 risk puts my 2 contracts out here, I don't need to lose 500. I can drag my stop and only risk 300 on this trade. right? When I take my ES trade, my first one was a $500 risk, and I lost the $500. It was very rude, right? And but then my next one, when I got back in, was only about 250 to 300, and that one ended up turning into an over 7K trade, right? So I only risked $300, 800 total, to make 7K, like 6,500. Right. And then on top of that, with the RTY, I only risked about maybe 300 on this one. Right. So, and then I made a nice amount there, like another 5. Right. So you're really talking 25R, 20 to 25R on just a couple of trades. My week is done. Right. Like I don't even need to trade anymore this week. You know, we just did it. We're done. You know what I mean? Like, how much more do I need to make than that? You know what I mean? So, you know, but of course I will trade because this is a party and I have to be on YouTube with you people. But I mean, in reality, if this was real life stuff, my month would be done. I'd be like, I'm taking a couple of days off. Let's just go have fun. We're done. I just made as much in you know, in a couple of days. I just made as much in a couple of days than I used to make in a significantly longer period of time. Let's just say that. Right. So, I mean, like, subscribe, share, everybody, you know, join Garbage Trucks and Lambos. I hope you really enjoy this kind of trading. You know, this is the kind of paradigm shift that I think Dr. V and I specifically are trying to bring to trading. I want a calm, zen approach to trading. We want simple trading. Right. We want, you know, this is why, you know, my new mentoring group and Dr. V's mentoring groups we're going to be putting those together so that I can help with more of the technical aspects and she can bring that more holistic approach. Right. Because what you're seeing in my trading here, one of the things you're seeing here is the results of that interaction. Right. So I'm holding longer and going for bigger targets like ATR low here. Right. Because statistically, we were going to go hit ATR low today. So why am I getting out at R4 when ATR is possible? Right? I want simple, right? I want calm. I want you to be in a position. I want, you know, I like how Andrew says day trade for a living, but let's spiritually maybe go a little bit beyond that. And let's just say we want a day trade to live. You know what I mean? We want to be able, you know, we want to be able to, in you know, in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, be able to do all the positioning that you need to do at the time you're supposed to do it, right? Based on just simple methodology, right? Where are you going? Where have you been? You know, we use old school methods like trend lines and value, right? We use volume and price analysis in order to judge buying and selling. There's our buy indication, by the way. Look, we're breaking trend after bouncing off of ATR low, and look, the buying and selling detector just went into buying. Here comes the squeeze. Right? So we made it to ATR low, right? We made it to the top of the CPR. We closed the gap to PDC for the most part on most of our indices, right? And now we're starting to buy. Right? It does not have to be complicated, right? Trading itself is complicated. The application of it does not have to be, right? All I have taken today is one entry and one exit. And in between, I did how much? How much effort did I put into, oh, fake out. Look, right back to that same exhaustive line. It's like a tachometer every time, right there. Wow, boom, fake out, suckers. Look at them come up and go right above the trend and then sell the crap out of it. Oh, that's so fun. Ah, that's great. So just simplicity, right? Just relax, trading, zen, all that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want you having anxiety while you're trading. If you're sitting down at your desk and your heart rate's elevating, then we're not having fun anymore. I actually want you all to have fun. Like, if you're a person right now, and this is BBT or otherwise, I like trading view for trading futures specifically. If I'm trading equities, I still use DOS Pro Bader, by the way. Sorry, I missed your question. So for me, I just what is this one? Yeah, I just want more of like just kind of a relaxed approach to trading. I don't want everyone like so like stressed out all the time. You know what I mean? If you're sitting down and your anxiety's up and your heart beats through the roof, like your body's telling you something there. You know what I mean? We have to de-risk. We have to make you feel good and comfortable so that you can take these trades. But then once you're in them, it's really just a whole lot of doing nothing. You know, I think that's the hard part of trading, is being good at trading is just doing nothing. Here comes the push. What a fake out. Look at the fake out on the buying and selling detector. Oh my God, so easy to see. Suckers. Oh my God. Hercules, 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 Hercules. Sorry, I watched The Nutty Professor the other day while I was up late, like folding laundry. I thought today was a trap, everybody. I told you this market is bearish now. Like this was BS, right? This is a bearish market. The bears are back. Guess who's back, right? Guess who's back? Back again. Bears are back. Tell a friend, right? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? BBT's back. Jared, Bald Brothers Trading. Right? Let's go. Kiss that king. There's the CP. There's our PDC on RTY. I mean, come on. This is fun. M and Q. Woo! Oh my. Look at this. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful higher, wider short call. Tell me somebody shorted NQ in the Qs off of this call. Tell me somebody got this call. I mean, come on. NQ, I know, called in the main chat in BBT. Once it's squeezed up, it set a beautiful high up here. If you'd have gotten short anywhere near the line and got your stop above the box, you were totally safe. Full range run. Kabam. Yeah, 7R on MNQ. This is my Camarilla pivot system. It's available on TradingView. It automatically calls my system according to high quality trades, right? So like today, for instance, we had a call on Meta, right? Which I think bought for a little bit and then died a horrible death, right? So one of the things, yeah, it called. This was a discount one. Look at how we were selling the whole time on the buying and selling detector. I mean, it's just not a thing. We never were buying. So unfortunately, this is one where it calls, but you could use the buying and selling detector to say, yeah, but we're not buying. So I'm not taking this one, right? So, but the NQ one, much, much better. I mean, wow, I really love him in Q. That's a fun example. Wow. Whee! So now it's a wide range, but we could run all the way back to monthly low at this point. Ooh. Ooh. Announcement. Special announcement, ladies and gentlemen. As I start to wrap up this session, all right. First off, we are going to have a free trading terminal webinar today. Stock scanners for beginners. Find the best stocks for your strategy, and that's going to be presented by Eamon, and that's 1 p.m. All right. So if you've got some available time there, please make sure you go by at 1 p.m. This is in trading terminal webinar, right? Not a bearable traders, a trading terminal webinar. So if you're a BBT member, also this goes to you. This is going to be a webinar outside of BBT. It's going to be on trading terminal. So make sure at 1 o'clock you come out from behind the paywall and go into, God, how many times is he going to say trading terminal? This is getting annoying. I can feel it already. For everybody else out there, I really hope you've really enjoyed this session. I think I'm really hoping you've enjoyed kind of seeing maybe in this 11 to 12 segment, maybe kind of a different kind of trading style. And it's not that it's wrong or right? It's just I want to make sure you guys know that there are alternative methods for profiting in the market, right? So safer methods, like, one of the things that breaks my heart is seeing one of our big earners on Trading Terminal give up in 2 really big days a whole month's worth of really hard, good work, right? And these aren't things that should be possible, right? You should have mentors and people that are invested in your effort, right? Think about going to the gym and becoming a serious pro athlete. Are you not going to have a trainer? Are you not going to have someone who's helping you with your nutrition and someone with your fitness? Well, that's what we do, right? For your trading, right? We're like, it's like having the right indicators, right? You got to have the right tools in order to have your journey. So make sure you're coming by and you're learning inside with Bearable Traders, Peak Capital Boot Camp, my private mentoring with Dr. V. Make sure you're finding the group that you resonate with and get in there and get the guidance that you need. Why do it alone? Right. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your trading week. I'll see you all on tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And I hope everyone makes a little bit more money before the end of this day. Everyone in BBT, it was great getting to hang out with you from 11 to 12. I miss y'all so much all the time. Love you, and I'll see you later. Thursday night mentoring tonight. See you there.